They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the sewer, she taking me out of this world, bitch. I'ma go wave. Nice guy with a cold shoulder. You be cool, but I don't know you. Roll a flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers and I won't stop to the bank roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter. Way up in the squad NASA. Cup filled with the dark magic. Subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap niggas eat my dust. Lil baddie after cellular. Talking life and how we set it up. I'm a sharpshooter, yeah, Will Smith. Call me Prince Park, let me freshen up. Bay boy on the level up. Way up, near the nebulas. I'm never copping a chain, cause I see it all through the frames. And I leave it all on the pages, feeling like they want me locked in a cage. They want us all in the fake shit, but I'ma go all the way A with it, cause I don't feel all the way safe here. Nah, spray the champagne shower up in the air. Stunner goggles, what the fuck is a flute? Untamed and she wide off the goose. Ghost ride, bitch, I come through the roof. Fuck 12, cause they all on my tail. Hella wild and I break all the rules. Chill, bro, you way out of line. Yeah, I know it's a mood. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the sewer, she taking me out of this world, bitch. I'ma go all the way. Got the JD squinting, got the Katie spinning, I'm outrageous with it, going crazy with it. Got the phrase jumping off the page, gifted, got the waves pushing, got the neighbors tripping, got the trap booming, jumping out the speakers, drip on me, jumping off the easel. Gold wristed, couldn't tell me shit, bitch. Nah, bottle fisted, cooking the bars, turn a lab into a living kitchen. Niggas grimace when I water with it, subtle flexing to the candid image. Come from pushing in the S type with no license, gas load, the windows tinted. Still couldn't see me with the zoom on your little vision. Nah, we are not the same, we got different lenses. No one's snapping like we something real vivid, keep it realistic. Fuck the splitter with my day ones, got the label making bank runs, cause a train of thought like a freight, huh? I'm the type to get a late start, you the type to be afraid, huh? I'm the type to never have things, you the type to have it made, huh? Yeah, wave, and I keep fuel to the flame, huh? How they got me going this hard, really I'm the type to never say much. Vice grip, got the game clutch, every song make the stage rush. I always said making money might change things, but never let it make us. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the sewer, she taking me out of this world, bitch. I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, bitch. I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, bitch. I'ma go all the way up. Young nigga with a dream, hold it down for my team. I'm afraid of how I'm feeling. I get high in the ceiling. How I'm feeling, high in the ceiling. I've been living like on past rooms. In this rap tattoo, living like I'm finished. Wait, louder. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. Wait.
What's going on, family? Make sure we get them likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Welcome to King Talk.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it.
Look, mile like 3-6, pulled up, ski trip, cold winter. All my eating good, I remember when we had no dinner. West side, east side, no side, both sides with me. Check, coming, check, leaving flex season 12, come and get me. Gil, the run around, high speed, chasing all the big bags. Bending corners, bending rules, bending necks, Gil, the whiplash. Slide through, hot knife, warm butter storm, gutter drain lane. Young man, old habit, still at it, tryna let my chain hang. True story, new story, 2-story, condo, B&B. 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a B&E. B&Me so good, so hood, so not worried about it. 250,000 new views, old news, know you probably heard about it. Extra, read about it. Headline, word around town, flexing. Ballin' on my course, so I ain't worried about nobody out of bounds, stressing. Feeling like Hercules, murder these ain't a problem to me. Tried to tell the maid service don't come unless you bringin' condoms to me.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power, flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power, flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power, flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down, tipping. Stacking, racking, money, power, flipping.
Shout out to the sponsor, Tej Hanley. It's too early, but that's okay. My gym workout was phenomenal. Before I went home, I decided to stop over at my mother's house. I haven't seen my mother in 2 months. I know she's going to be very surprised to see me. I can't wait. What the? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The first thing I noticed was this person's skin. What is going on? Uncomplicated, untreated skin? Who is this guy? I had to take a step back, but then I realized it was my brother. But look at his skin. Have you guys ever seen anything like that? I had to take a closer look and figure out what was going on. Best believe I crept up on him. Peep this. I'm still looking at his skin, trying to figure out how did we get here. I could do nothing but shake my head. He could definitely use my help. I had to get to the bottom of this. He definitely needed some game about his skin. I'm just staring at it, like looking at it. Come on, bro. I knew what to do. I had to reach in my bag and get that Tej Hanley. Uncomplicated skincare for men. Bro, this is why I'm excited to have Tej Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. They have helped me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and the grime on your skin, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun, and a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My brother was so excited. My favorite part about Tej Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really make the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin easy. Shout out to Tej Hanley. And because Tej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description, and not only will you get Tej Hanley for the best possible price, but they'll also give you a free gift with your first box. Click that link and get started today for just $30. Feel the Tej. Let the Tej force be with you. That's right, family. Feel the Tej. It's go time. It's go time. What's going on, family? Welcome to King Talking to Lapeef Network. To introduce the crew, we got Mr. Shannon Rawls. We got Trill from Cruise Season, Quest. We got James, Ricky Williams, JT, Mr. Let Go, King Rio, Humble Dad, and really hit the in and out. Me, myself, Lapeef J.I. Welcome to King Talking to Lapeef Network. What's going on, family? What's going on? How y'all doing?
What's up with you?
Good. What's going on, man?
Great evening. Great evening. What's good? I see we got Shan out with the jewels out tonight, baby.
See? The Trill got the new logo over there.
Is it new?
Yeah. Hey, Trill got that new merch.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, my
bad.
boy?
Yeah.
Is that on the site?
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's prototype, man. It's prototype. We ain't went full scale yet with it, man.
Go with that bullshit again. Here we go. I'm still waiting on my hat, man. Here we go. I remember. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Hey, Jay, I'm still waiting on my motherfucking Tej Hanley box.
Hey,
Big
you know
time.
what? Hey, bro, it's right here, man. I was just asking you about your address, man. I got
That's
it right
cap.
here.
You so
Right
cap,
here.
Jay. You
Right
so
here.
cap, bro.
Right here. I got a sticky note that say Quest right on the back of it.
That box empty as hell. I know that's a prop.
No, it's not a problem, man. I got it right there back down the library, man. Right there in the back. You know, all them books I read, man.
Yeah, it's back there with the chips.
Gotta fix my camera. I'm sitting kind of low, sitting like Rio over here. Yeah, my shit is. I don't know what the hell happened, man. All type of shit be fucking happening, man. Anyhow, Appreciate you guys tuning in for King Talking a Lapeef Network. Green Gang, I see Ricky Williams in the chat getting them right. Red Lipstick Vibe, Sugar Curl Salon. We got 10 on the pound. I thought we always had 10 on the pound for the most part. We actually got 11. You know, we got Rilla in the back, so we'll be rotating in and out with Rilla. Overbooked, but it's all good. Treese Westmoreland. I see you in the chat is Green Gang. TAP, the accountability partner. Salute to everybody that's watching, and salute to the Green Gang. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Again, shout out to the sponsor, Tej Hanley. And let's make sure we get Quest that Tej Hanley, you guys. So make sure you guys hold me accountable after this stream. Before you guys leave, say, hey, Quest, text me the address right now.
Yeah, Quest face dirty.
His face dirty. Now you on mute, Quest. You over there getting your real on over there. Cursing
my bad, I'm muted over here. I said I'm gonna continue to show up dirty until I get my Tej.
Oh, okay, there you go. There you go. With that being said, man, let's go ahead and get this show started. Gentlemen, how y'all doing? Y'all good? JT, you ready?
Ready. Let's go, man.
Okay. All right. I might go to you first over there.
Oh, shit.
You talking about you ready. All right, here we go, y'all. The first topic of the night is, are men trying to have sex first night? I'm going to play this video.
A man initially approaches a woman, his only intent is to have sex with her, and a relationship or something more might come later on. Mm-hmm. But in the beginning, he's just trying to have sex. So I know this, so I'm trying to see, like, you know, at that point, I feel like it's like you're trying to play with me, kind of.
That's just how we're wired, because we can't just walk up to you thinking like, okay, this is gonna be my wife. We move off of sex for like.
But how do you think I'm gonna feel if I give it up and you just, now you're not the same, where like you leave? I just got finessed.
You have to peep. You have to peep game.
You know, I've been on dates to where like they're trying to get me back to the house the same night, and I'm like, that's so disrespectful. Like, you're telling me that you're trying to finesse me. You think I'm stupid. So.
What I do is I never on the first time. Even if I spend a night with somebody, I'll go to sleep. I never try to on the first day, because in their mind it's like, well, damn, he's not the same. He's not like that these other guys. In reality, I really am. But
oh my God.
All right, there you have it. Our men trying to have sex on the first night. Let's go ahead and get into it, fellas. Who want to tackle this first?
No, they're not trying to have sex on the first night. So the video was accurate, though. You know, men are thinking about sex. That's just what we think about. She said, I don't know if she meant the first date, but you know, they're trying to get her back to the apartment. Yeah, that's what happens. I don't necessarily think that guys are trying to fuck on the first night, but fucking is absolutely on the menu. That sex is on the menu for every single guy that's spending his resources on a chick that he just met. Now, I do want to say that she's worried about like getting finessed and whatnot. And I've always told people, so women ask me, she says, Shannon, so if guys want to have sex first, second, third, they want to have sex all soon, but then you guys don't want a woman with a high body count. Well, I'm lost. How am I supposed to not have a high body count, but then y'all trying to fuck, right away? The answer is don't go on dates with guys that you don't want to fuck. That's the simple answer. This is the cheat code, if you want to call it that, for all women who want to keep a low body count, is to the days of going on dates, foodie dates, foodie calls, as they call them, is over. Do not use a man's resources if you're not willing or do not want to have sex with him. And if you don't want to have sex with him, oh, well, I'm not really no, that's bullshit. I don't know. I got to get to know. No, if you want to fuck Quest, if you want to fuck James, if you want to fuck Humble Dad King, Mr. Let Go, JT Trill, or me or Ricky, by the time we make it to a date. Now, if you want to go, be prepared to potentially have sex. Probably won't, because guys, classy guys may not want to necessarily do that, but know that it's on the menu, absolutely. But if you know that you don't want to have sex, then just simply don't go. And far too long, and far too many women have been going on dates knowing that they don't want to fuck the guy that they're going with, knowing nothing is ever going to happen, knowing it's not going to go any further. Well, that's the solution to keeping your body count low.
All right.
Well, I have an issue with what she said. If a man is trying to smash her on the first night, one, she looks like she's like either stupid or not worth anybody's time, because as men, we want to get to know a woman just like a woman wants to get to know us. But if we don't think there's anything there because she's a little slow, or you know, she's one of those, well, I just feel like, well, I just, you know, just sounding like an idiot. Yeah, we just going to try. So the only women that we are literally attempting to, because just like Shan said, we want to, but we're not going to try. We're just going to be thinking about it because we have a certain amount of respect for the typical woman. But once we start paying attention to certain signs, certain mannerisms, like, oh shit, oh yeah, she'll fuck, we're gonna try. So it's not us trying to fuck on the first night. It's you looking like you supposed to be fucked on the first night because you're just a little stupid little broad that needs to go back in the house or something because you ain't got no damn sense. You don't know how to compose yourself, or you don't know how to operate, you don't know how to talk, you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to think, you don't know how to respond. So we you know, we men, we're you know, we're hunters. So we're going to pay attention to the prey. And you're either going to be a deer or, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I look at it. That's her dumb ass. It ain't us, it's her.
What? Yeah, anybody, I don't know. I agree, bro. Like to a point. But the truth of the matter is, it's not that if we trying to fuck, it's if you trying to fuck.
Did you hear what I said?
If y'all want to be real about it, you see what I'm saying? It don't matter how much I want to fuck. It doesn't matter, right? Are men trying to have a sex the first night? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows, right? But if you ain't giving up no pussy, I ain't getting no pussy, right? See, but then, like I said, that would require, you know, you to be a lady at all times, right? That would require you to contain yourself, right? Because then that would require you, you know, to hold yourself accountable. You see what I'm saying? That you actually are responsible for sex taking place. But, you know, that's a different conversation, right? Because I don't really know no men who ask for no box, right? As far as I know, they give up the box. Right? Because what y'all tell us when we ask for pussy, that's thirsty. You thirsty. So who asking for box? Hey, girl, can I get that pussy? That shit don't happen. Men sit back, we lay in the cut, we play our position, PYP, and then y'all asking us, what, you don't think I'm sexy? You don't think I look good enough? Right? Y'all control access to this. Stop trying to put shit off on us that belong to y'all, bro. This y'all shit. This one all y'all. So it don't matter if he was trying, if he bought out the bar, if he bought out VIP. If you ain't giving up that box, ain't no box being got. This one on y'all, ladies. That's all I got.
Man.
Look, let me say this, right? When I was out here in these streets, right? Y'all niggas know I'm married, you know, yeah. But when I was out here in these streets, when I would go on dates with women, Ricky is spot on. I wasn't on a date and being like, so what's up? Am I gonna have some sex later? That's fucking stupid. Like, that's lame, you know what I'm saying? But when niggas is pouring that sauce on a certain type of way, just like Ricky said, you either gonna cough it up or you ain't. I don't have to ask for it. It's gonna come out. You gonna come up out of there. I ain't never had sex with a woman that didn't want to have sex. Right? Listen to that. I was not able to have sex with a woman that didn't already want to have sex. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times these women know when they're going on a date that they want to have sex off the rip.
That's
The
why that
smart
whole
women.
finesse talk, when they be saying, "Oh, so I got finesse." I don't know no woman that got finesse. There's no such thing as finessing sex. You didn't get
I've asked the
finesse.
women in the
Unless
chat
you're a
before.
like to be
fucking
victims.
airhead. There are some airheads out there. There's some goddamn blonde. There's some airheads out there. I get that, but generally speaking,
Hell yeah.
you know, this whole I got finessed. He finessed my panties off.
Nah.
It's like the fuck.
We've asked the women in the panel before. I don't know, maybe this was on a Sunday episode, but we asked the women, yo, did y'all get finessed or did y'all want to give up the pussy? All the ones in the chat were saying that they wanted to give that shit up. We've asked them. They have said this before. So I don't know what the confusion is now. But at the same time, I think she was a little silly though. So
I want to get to James. Let me get you in here, sir. Our man trying to have sex on the first night.
Yeah, so the only thing I kind of that jumped out to me with what the young lady said was that men only want to have sex. Like when you first meet a woman, you first have a date. You know, like, yeah, sure, men want to have sex, but I think that's an overstatement to say that that's the only thing you're interested in. A man can certainly approach a young woman, had a first date, and be interested in sex, but also be interested in wanting to know what this can develop into. So I think that was like a overstatement. But overall, man, the fellas, you know, I've been out the game for a long time. So, you know.
Oh, really?
Really been out the game for a long time. So I don't know, you know, I can't speak to what's happening out there, but you know, that'd be the only, you know, input that I give outside of what the fellas gave so far.
Okay.
Everybody on the panel is taken, huh? All of y'all are in a relationship. Only me and JT and
Rio,
JR.
Rio, you in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship, Shan.
Yeah, relationship.
Rio, you single, bro? No, you in a okay.
Nah, oh damn. I'm the only single person on the panel.
Oh, I'm single, bro.
Oh, so me and JT.
That's
okay.
it. Hey,
Right.
Hold on. When we say single, like who's married? I know Quest married.
In a committed relationship. I'm not married. I'm not even doing in a committed relationship. The only me and JT are the only brothers on the panel who is not in a committed relationship. All right.
I got a question for the ladies. And y'all can put y'all little explanations in the fucking chat. Why is it that men, when we take women out on a fucking date, we know off the rip that we want to smash? We're not taking women out on dates that we don't want to put our peckerwoods in. Why is it that y'all will take dates that with niggas that you don't want to fuck, bro? I don't understand this fucking logic with y'all, bro.
Hey, Quest,
they get free stuff.
Hey, Quest, especially when they say they know if they're gonna let a guy fuck within the 5 minutes they meet him.
Like, okay,
It's
so
an
I'm
easy
not
question. They get free stuff,
free meal,
and attention too. Like,
let me tell you.
Even with a free meal and free stuff, if they're grotesque by a guy, like if they wouldn't want even just his platonic attention, that they're probably not taking a date. I mean, it's true, some exceptions to everything. It's some rare women that they just that savage anyway. But for the most part, it's going to be the free stuff and the food, but also the attention.
Let me say this, Quest. I don't know if y'all know this, but the word female was actually derived from free meal.
He wild.
Was that
think about the word
etymology dictionary?
Yeah. It started
there's like exegesis or something like that.
There's an E and an A. All you gotta do is take that out. Now you got female.
Hey, so it's gonna be one of them type of king talks. We finna clown today. Okay, all right.
They got every letter too. Every letter for female and free meal. One thing I did think about when I thought about it at the end when I said about the finessing thing. Anybody out there trying to finesse women? I guess the one element of finesse that guys do is lying to women, making them think that they're gonna be in some sort of a relationship with women, and women in their mind, because you know chicks in their mind be in a relationship with a nigga, and he ain't in one. They ain't never had that conversation the whole nine, but in her head, they in a whole relationship and she's building her whole future all in the cloud and shit. And so she may feel finesse when she soon discovers that his ass wasn't where she was, but it still wasn't a finesse per se.
Just remember, women are always going to victimize themselves. They're going to find virtually every opportunity to be a victim. You know, the wind starts blowing so really hard, they're going to be a victim of the wind blowing. So women look for any, you know how you flush the toilet and the hissing still be going for like 12, 15 minutes? She's a victim of that. So women are always going to victimize themselves of anything. You know what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead, Rio. What's your thoughts?
Big Rio.
What up? What up? I think we've been pretty spot on so far. Honestly, I think the quality of the woman can make a difference. If it's just a vibe, you're having a good time. I mean, we always optimistic. Let's just be clear, but we ain't about to press the issue unless it's been a drought. You know, unless it's really been a drought, we ain't really gonna press the issue. I will say, is she a woman of substance? Are you really interested? You ain't gonna press too hard because you don't even want to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't want to mess that up. So ultimately, you hope that things kind of progress at a good pace. But if it's just a vibe, a good time, I mean, we optimistic typically. You know, it'll go its way without us having to apply too much pressure anyway.
All right.
Rio, when it's a drought though, do we even use the new ones? Don't we typically, pull up the phone book and call the old ones for during them cold winter nights and shit?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. But, nevertheless, a date is something you never really know where you're going to fall into that. And you also got to realize sometimes too, Shan, it depends on how you left the old one. If you left the old one because there's some level of toxicity or craziness that doing it again is going to relight, you know what I mean, or re-incinerate the fire that you just had to put out.
Yeah, but that's only after you get the pussy, though. That's after, I don't even think about all that.
So,
after,
Shannon,
after you,
what you're saying is,
look at Krill. It's like, yeah, she may have pissed me off. I realize why I don't fuck with you, but after I fuck.
Yeah, after you fuck her, then you start remembering why you don't fuck with her, but you still gonna call her.
Yeah, crazy.
So basically, what y'all saying as we head into November, if the ladies get a call from that dude they ain't heard from since February, maybe early March, it's just getting cold.
Yeah, you just hit her with a happy Thanksgiving text randomly.
It's
like the hey big head text that they send us. We got one too.
Bruh,
just checking on you. Just checking on you.
It ain't even got to be that long, bro. That's the guy that ghosted you for a week and shit, and you ain't heard from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just more fresh. It's fresher in the oven. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's bay season. Y'all niggas living up north. All y'all up north niggas, it's bay season. It start getting cold. They don't want to come out the house. They want to put them booty cheeks up against a nigga raw meat. We down here in South Florida, you know what I'm saying? Down here, where you at, Trill, Port Arthur and shit like that. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. It's hot down here.
All right, JT, let me get you in on this, brother. Our men trying to have sex on the first night. What are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna say this, man. Like, I think it's basically with her. Like, I think it's like age difference. Like, there are certain groups. I think like the younger guys. I think everybody here is over 35, right? 30, 35-ish. You know what I'm saying? So it's typically younger guys, man. And it's just that, like, it's an instant gratification type of generation, man. Like, everything is, I want it right now. I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, naturally we're gonna say, hey, I'm attracted to this woman sexually. So yeah, I'm gonna pursue her. But at the same time, we do fall back because we know we've been there before. We've been at the age group where, like, hey man, like, I might need to pump the brakes a little bit and see what's to it. You know what I'm saying? But in general, like I said, and I agree with everybody else, man. Like I said, if she want to do that, that's on her. She gonna give it up. She know in her mind, I'm gonna do this the first night, so that's on her. But at the same time, it's like it's up to us to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna see what's to it. I'm gonna pursue it and try to keep it like, keep a little spark to it. You know what I'm saying? But that's my thought.
I don't even think it really matters if the woman know. I think as long as the guy know he gonna get it, then it's all that
Well,
matters.
but that's what I'm saying though. So I'm like, you can know you can like meet up with a chick, say, hey, you know what, like y'all got a vibe, you know what's gonna happen, right? Like it ain't no question. But I'm just saying, like the chick that was on the video, you know, she was probably a little bit younger, so she probably dealing with guys that's like got a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, like man, like they just like trying to run through them, which is cool because like they're young. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I feel like you said, when you get to a certain age, man, like, you know, you just like, all right, you're gonna play the field. You know, like the guy said, you're gonna play the field, you're gonna fall back. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna be a victim, she gonna be the giver. And that's basically what it is.
All right.
Ain't nobody getting finessed, man. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, she wanna do it, she gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She gonna put the special panties on that she knows she doing this tonight. Hey, so she got it. I'm gonna tell you this, man. Every chick that I know, like even if it's platonic, they say you right up, like, hey, I'm gonna fuck him tonight. And that's what they be on. They be on the same shit we be on. So they basically in control of that, man. So ain't no, you know, it's a given, man. That's my thought, man. That's but you know what I'm saying?
I got you. HD.
What's up, man? I would say that you know, I'm going kind of along with lines with what JT saying. I think it's not necessarily age, but I would say stage in life, right? Like I remember stages where like I was, you know, especially college. I would say college for sure. First night, I'm good. Like of course I'm trying, you know, and especially being on a college campus, that's what we're thinking about most oftentimes, more than school, right? But as I got into a point of maturity and wanting to be married, I mean, you know, my late wife, I was with her, you know, but once she passed away and I started dating again, it was just really like, what was the stage that I was in? Did I just want to try to go get some, or was I trying to settle down? So I think it's really about the mindset of the individual, as opposed to just saying, well, all men are just trying to have sex on the first night. You know, because if your mindset is focused on trying to find a wife, then it's going to be very challenging in my thought process to find a wife and you smash the lady on the first night. So that's just my perspective.
So I want to say something about that, right? And I'm gonna ask the fella. I'm gonna ask all y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Just because you smash on the first night, does that turn you away from saying, "Hey, she can't be my potential girlfriend anymore because she let me drop that dick off on the first night"? Or is it like it's not even a big deal? I'm going across the table. Shane, we're gonna start with you, bit dog.
No, I don't have. I didn't fell in love with a chick I damn near fucked the first night. I don't have no problem with that. I think that's the trope that women think, you know. But I don't know. Let's see what the rest of the fellas. But you know, sex early isn't in my head registered. Oh, you a hoe and you do this to everybody. It's a whole lot of stuff to add onto that. Go ahead.
It depends on who like if you like you talking about you meet a woman and you fuck her the next night or the same night, the same day you meet her, or the first day y'all spend time together. Because on social media, you can know somebody for years, or like, can you add some context? Like a woman that I just see, I run into her page, I'm like, damn, she cute. And I send her a DM, and then she like, oh, I'm in Atlanta too. Let's go out. And then I fuck. Hell no. But like, can you add context? How long have I known this woman?
I just said you take them out on the first night and you smash. Come on with all the context. Just give
if
me
I just met a woman and I smash on the first night, there's no way in hell I'm not even gonna call her no more. I'm not even gonna get a phone number probably.
This nigga lying. All right, Trill, where you at?
How you ask what his answer did telling me?
All right, I get a phone number, but I ain't finna wife this woman. Hell no.
Where you at?
He's taking the number for the code. These women might try to set you up or something. Next thing you know, I'm thinking this chick is gonna set me up and I'm gonna get robbed or something. Like that ass was too easy. No way in hell.
All right, we believe you. Trill, where you at, babe? What?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not gonna deter me. Because I think at the end of the day, like people judge that shit like it's in a vacuum. There'd be a lot of shit happening around that you can judge and gauge, you know, the likelihood of her sticking around. So if she's showing me other traits and other qualities and shit that I feel like can translate into a relationship, then I'd be open to it. But let's just keep it G. Most women that you run into in that situation, they ain't showing that. They showing shallow shit. They showing, that they for the streets. And in that case, we just gonna keep it there. Now I wouldn't just ghost her like Mr. Lego talking about. I keep on the roster for what Shan was talking about earlier for those cold winter nights. We can always resort back to it. But again, I think it's about what happens after. I mean, around like the conversation and shit. Because to be honest, like some chicks, you just vibe with right out the gate. And, she got a good head on her shoulders, good job, whatever the case may be. You could tell she ain't really, for the streets per se, but y'all just vibing, and that's just how the night went. So, to answer the question bluntly, no, I would not, judge her based on that.
JR?
For me, I'm not going to say that she wifey after the first night. I'm not going to say that she's, out of that I wouldn't see her further or consider it. I just think the first night, if I got the draws, I got the draw. I think a lot of motherfuckers giving it up. At one point in my life, it was strange to see a woman not giving it up. It's like, what the hell going on? I think when I went to college, I experienced that. Like, damn, these women out here uptight as hell. It was different from the shy, but nah. I mean, I'm not gonna wife them the first night, but I still fuck with them depending on the quality of the woman.
James?
Yeah, so this is purely hypothetical because I've been married my whole life again. But look, it's a no for me. If I win that scenario, it would be an absolute turn off from a relationship, serious long-term vet for marriage type of scenario. I know a lot of dudes feel like, well, we, as Trill said, right? We just vibe in if the vibe is, this way, that way. Like I've even heard some dudes feel like, I'm different. Like I know my game is that, like, I know just because she did it with me, don't mean that any man could do that. Because like I've heard, nobody here say that, but I've heard men had this mindset and attitude. I think that's so weird to me. Like you really think you that nice? We didn't already said. JT
exactly.
Said, she had the panties on before. Like I'm about to give it up before I even get to the date, right? Ricky was saying like they know what it's not happening unless they want to do it. So you mean to tell me you think you really that special? Like you your eyes that light or your your muscles that big or like you think you that there ain't no other dude ever did this before. So to me, it's telling a lot about how she manages, her sexual access. Like you ain't the first dude that this happened with. And so to me, that would be something very important and very telling about how she manages her sexual access. And that's something that's very important to me in terms of, we talking about wife. Yeah, that's very important. So it's gonna be.
How long were you on the dating market? Just for context for everybody, how long were you on the dating market before you got married?
Oh man, so I'm different. I guess when I say I got married,
here and talked about how niggas ain't different. Now which is it, sir?
Well, different context. Different in terms of marriage. I met my wife when I was 18. We started dating when I was 19. We got married when I was 23. As soon as I graduated college.
Okay.
So I got married.
So you were really on the dating scene like that.
So like adult dating scene.
I had no experience, right? Because if you had some experience, there's a possibility that a girl that was getting trains ran all through college would sit there and say she ain't giving up the first night. And then you go on wife, and then you find out later about them stories because she's a reborn version again. So
they're reborn version.
They be lying.
You're right. So I mean, unless you doing what other coaches do, if you don't see them red on them sheets, then it's.
I'm not letting you get off on that, JR. You went to the extreme. I don't let nobody do that shit. You know what I'm saying? The truth of the matter, right? The truth of the matter is, bro. It's really. Hey, I'm a Shannon and Trill. Y'all some fly ass niggas, right? Y'all fly as fuck, right? Right. But nigga, ain't none of y'all that motherfucking fly, bro. The truth is, if she did it with you, especially if she been popped before, she done did it with somebody else, bro. Ain't none of us. My ego ain't so big to be like, I'm that nigga that no matter what, it's all me. Stop, bro. Stop, bro. You ain't the only one. Now I hear what y'all, you know what I'm saying? If she a woman of exceptional character. But fuck,
but then she give it up on the first night. Okay,
man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You're gonna do exactly what you said. You're gonna put that bitch in the cuff. You know what I'm saying? And when them nights get dry, let me call up old Charlene, big booty Charlene, so I can run up in that bitch. But when that ring come out, guess what? It ain't gonna be Charlene, nigga. Y'all better stop playing with the boy, man. Stop. No. Yes, if she gave me some pussy up on the first night, the first date, the first time we hung out, I got questions.
Facts.
I got questions. My ego is not that big to think I'm that nigga. Nah, bro, I ain't the only one.
But see, Rick, just real quick, let me get my rebuttal to this, right? Because I didn't say that. Okay, she going into the wifey category right out the gate.
Thank
I
you.
said that
Thank
I
you, Trill.
would just
Trill,
write her off.
That was the
Trill represents me right now. Trill is my attorney.
You know what I'm saying? Is that I just wouldn't write her off immediately because, like I said, it's a lot of shit that's around the sex. I say it all the time. Sex ain't shit, but exercise with an amazing ending, unless I really care about you, right? So that's how I look at it right now. Women put a lot of significance on sex, whatever the case may be. Like, okay, we had sex, we need to be committed, but most men are not wired like that. So again, men need to pay attention to everything that's around her. That's not saying jump right into the relationship with her. That's not saying that. That's saying that I gotta monitor you and see, what's going on around that. Now, if you prove to just be solid around that, whatever the case may be, then we can keep it pushing. But if you prove to be somebody who's only worth one night, then that's how you're gonna be treated. But I think, again, it's like the funny part about being quick to judge these women is that the same woman who will make you wait for 2-3 weeks, it's a good chance that she done took that girl's trip to Florida, or she done took that girl's trip to Vegas, or she done took that girl's trip to Atlanta or to Tulum,
or to the homie down the block.
That ass up.
Or somebody took a trip to her house.
Right.
But you think that she's this virtuous motherfucker because you waiting.
Right.
Nah, the only reason she making the only reason she making you niggas.
It ain't that.
Hold on.
That other dude that's smashing her probably waited too.
True.
Nah,
you got
hold on. The only reason she making y'all niggas wait is because she just had a train ran on her goddamn 2-3 weeks ago. She trying to reset her little goddamn box. That's what it's really all about.
Ain't no resetting the box.
Ain't no resetting.
I hear you, Trill, but I'ma still hit your ass over the head for trying to bring it back to some player shit. You're not gonna
right. Right.
Yeah, and look,
my point is right and exact. You know what I'm saying? Again, we back on some ego shit.
What he go with?
I can see the point, bro. I can see.
And this is cap two. This is cap two. We gotta start reducing sex down to just a physical transaction. Like, it don't mean that. Like, we wrestling and it's a happy ending. I mean, it's a happy ending, but it's more than just a physical transaction. We got to be careful, like reducing it down to this is just physical contact, and we know better. We know that it's not just a physical exchange.
Really? JR, this is when you're supposed to hit the really. That's when you're supposed to do it, right?
Really? Really. And here's how we know. Because we make a distinction between assault and sexual assault. I got daughters. My daughter come home like, hey, a little boy, push me on the playground or whatever. I'm not happy about that. Like, we're gonna deal with it. A dude sexually touched her. It's a whole different energy. So we know there's a difference in sexual contact and physical contact. We make a distinction between assault and sexual assault because sex is more than just a physical interaction. So we have to not pretend like sex is just a physical transaction because it's not.
Okay, so let me
hold on to these women, bro.
Hold on, we're talking about
just a physical transaction to these women.
Hold on, Mr. Lego. We're talking about wanted interaction right now. My bad. Go ahead.
Even wanted, like, come on, y'all. Okay, like if your lady had a consensual physical contact with another man, she shook his hand, she gave him a little side hug, booty stuck out, whatever. Like, they had their arms locked together for some work demonstration. They had physical contact with another man. You gonna feel the same way if they had sexual contact, even if it was consensual. Like we know that it's like let's stop playing. Like we know there's a difference.
I guess I don't understand your point though, James.
Yeah, I'm
My
lost right now.
point is this. My point is this. You know, we have to be careful in downplaying. Like, yo, it's just sex. It's just you know, we just did it. Like, nah, that's something important. That's something
That's
deep.
the point. If she gonna fuck the first night, there's a problem there.
Right,
So
but I'm let go. Some people saying no, it's not because it's just wrestling around with a happy ending or something. Like, nah, it's something.
Some guys actually think that though. I mean, some guys don't have no feelings attached to it.
No, we're talking about the woman though. If the woman is okay with doing that, she's trash, and that's kind of what I think. That's what James is saying. So some of these women are like trash. They'll give up the ass on the first night. Like, who are you? Like,
okay. Then to
the woman's side is gross.
Okay, so to your question then, Mr. Let Go, when you were asking for all this context, I'm gonna put some context on you for you, right? You meet a woman, you talk to her on the phone, or let's say you meet on IG, you talk to her on the phone, blah blah blah, y'all sending DMs back and forth, y'all building more or less a little bit of a bond, however you want to call it, and then you say, hey, let's link up. A week done passed, you done been DMing her, y'all done talked on the phone a couple times. You say, hey, let's link up, let's go out on a date. Date goes so smooth, right? And the vibe is there. She cough up the ass that night. Are you saying that is she eligible still to be your old lady, or is like, hell nah, I fucked on the first night?
No, that's
Fuck
different.
That
that's why I needed context. I said if I meet you the same day and I fuck, you're trash. Because the bottom line is, do you know me? Do I know you? Do you have the ability to do some background checks on me? Call your homegirl like, hey, you ever heard of this Mr. Let Go dude? Who is this dude? Oh yeah, I know something. Now you got an opportunity to know me, learn something about me. We don't have some conversations. You can go to all the way to the bottom of my Instagram page. We know each other enough where I know you're not a weirdo and you know I'm not a weirdo. So now, yeah, if y'all like each other, go for it. I'm saying the same day. That's disgusting.
Well, we have a term for that.
So you
term
saying
for that is called
y'all
one
trying
night
to say
stand.
the guys that would do it on the first, the woman does it on the first date. Y'all saying that this woman that's wifey material is going to give it up on the first night.
Exactly. That's disgusting.
That doesn't even make sense because that's not how she's operating. Like if she's looking for a husband, why would she give up the box to her husband on the first night? I'm not talking about the context in which Quest gave.
Well, we're gonna need some stats. We're gonna need some stats as far as how many virgins out here, because I don't think there's a lot of virgins out here, and there's plenty of people that's still getting married.
Yeah, but the statement is not about being a virgin. The statement is about hooking up on the very first night.
Okay, I guess I see what you're saying.
Right,
first.
the very first night.
All right, so real quick, let me provide some a scenario, right? Since everybody's on this high horse, I'm gonna bring y'all ass right back down to reality, right?
Hey, before you do, by the way, Trill represents me. Shan, he also represents me as well, sir. Put that on the books, JR. Go ahead, Trill.
Hey, real
rap.
Like real rap. Anybody who done been to college, right? Freshman year. These same women that y'all say is wifey material and she grew up in the church, father was in the home and all of that great shit. I done seen a lot of these women come in at a freshman year and show up to them movie nights and show up to them, kickbacks at the dorm room.
Wow.
And show up to all these parties. And let me explain something to you. It wasn't shit virtuous about what happened in those rooms, right? So what I'm saying is this. We cannot put all these women in a category to where, like, yeah, somebody that our wife would never, because the reality of the situation is you don't know. She may be making you wait, but I'm pretty sure most women, if we're going to keep it real, done had an instance to where even if it wasn't meet you first day, smash first day, she might have followed a nigga on Instagram, or they might have had a class together in college, or she might have just showed up to that movie night or that kickback with her homegirl, and the dude her homegirl came to see had a homeboy who was handsome, and she might have gave that ass up, right? But you don't know that, and you married to her right now,
and you will never know.
Don't be so quick to judge because a lot of these women have past that y'all do not know about. And I tell you one thing, that past, it wasn't shit virtuous about it. That's
not what we talking about, though.
But that is what we talking about because y'all are saying that just because a woman is willing to get that ass up in an early fashion, that means that she's not wife material. That is exactly what y'all saying. And what I'm saying is, just because she didn't get that ass up to you on the first night, don't mean she ain't get that ass up before.
That's not what the statement was.
And
But that's
you
not what
have
the
to
statement
keep
was.
all of that shit in mind before you make these drastic plant my flag in the grass type sentences and statements. Because reality is you don't know.
That's facts. It sounds like the message to me is stop fucking with these college women because they was hoes. That's how the message is to me.
Well, you're gonna have to stop fucking with all of them because all of them went to college.
If she got a bachelor's or a master's, bro, watch out. That's what it sounds like to me, bro. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, right, it doesn't matter what you know or don't know. What I'm saying is for me, right? What I'm saying is for me. If she hits on the first night, I have those very thoughts that Trill just said. You see what I'm saying? So why you helping put yourself in the hole?
Go ahead, Humble Dad, because I'm gonna explain to you guys the whole purpose of the red pill, blue pill, and the idea of what came out of the movie The Matrix.
All right,
the
cool.
truth,
Let's go with the pills.
or stay asleep.
How you gonna tell me to go and then give us a
go down that road? Come on, man.
Because I ain't go there yet.
Go and then gave us a soliloquy.
Because I'm just prefacing what I'm getting ready to say.
For sure. So, Quest, your question was, would you wife a woman? Right. That's what your statement was, correct? If she let you smash on the first night, was that your statement?
So if we talking about like wife, just like what the statement said, or the situation I threw at Mr. Let Go, right? We done chopped it up a little bit, doop. And the first time that we hung together or whatever, I smashed. Yes, I don't see anything wrong with, making her, like, not to suggest that that's what I was looking for out of this woman, but she showed qualities and things of that nature. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna say that she's not.
Context.
Okay, so but your original.
Your original question.
All I'm saying is I'm not saying that she's not eligible anymore to be my fucking wife just because I smashed her after we don't. She's not. No, okay. I'm not gonna say she's not.
What was your original question?
Say what?
You went around. You say I'm gonna go around the panel, and Shannon, I'm starting with you. He's simply asking you, what was your original question?
Yeah. So okay. So yes, I don't think that discounts her from becoming a potential wife down the line. That's all I'm saying.
We're just saying that's fucking disgusting.
No, okay. I was saying the original question was, would you wife a woman that you had sex with on the very first night? And Mr. Let Go wanted context, but I was going with there's no context.
I got you.
Other than you're meeting her for the first time, and you have sex with her.
So right? unequivocally, to answer the question, unequivocally, I would suggest that does not absolve her from being a potential future spouse or a future girlfriend or whatever, just because I smashed on the first night. No, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah.
All right, and I'm saying that just like what Ricky was saying, and then it even alludes to what Trill is saying. If she let it happen to me, then how is it that she didn't let that happen to somebody else?
Which is fair, but here go the other thing.
Then I'm saying, so how can I say that she would be? She's in the mental state of a wife.
But
if
so
she's giving up the box on the first date.
What Trill's point in is, and this is why this nigga's my legal representation from here on out. About to put this nigga on retainer. He don't even know it yet.
But you better agree with everything he say too.
Bro. No. He not everything, but in this particular, I'm in line with right. Okay. What he's saying is that y'all have no idea that the women that we are with now, not y'all's women. I'm just saying women in general that are with men. Y'all have no idea what they've done prior to you. They may not let y'all niggas smash on the first night, but they may let motherfucking Big Dick Tony down the street smash on the first fucking night. Y'all have no fucking idea.
But that's not the question, though. We're going with what it is that we know.
I know, but all I'm saying is just like Trill said, don't get stuck in planting. Don't get stuck in planting your flag on this whole idea, and that I'm not going to drift away from this whole idea. That's all he's saying, and I agree with that.
Well, I understand what Trill is saying. What I was responding to is your specific question, right? The one, like, because you can't say women have a low body count, but then say it's cool for you to smash that dude on the first night. Like it's contradictory. You feel what I'm saying? And then if you're saying you want her to be, I'm not saying she's wholesome because she's not a virgin, right? I'm saying she has now changed her position and wanted to be a wife. So dudes in general, or in my estimation, I could be wrong and I'm cool with that, in general are not going to be okay with making her wife and knowing that you let me smash on the first night, because who else did you let this happen to? That's all.
I'll say this.
So you
I'll
okay?
say this
Hold
real
on.
quick. Real quick. This is why it's the point. Right? Because we can rewind back to the question that bro asked. He said if she give up the ass on the first night, would she be ruled out of being a wife? And y'all said no because of what that type of stain says about who she is as a woman. Right? So my point is, just because you not the one who got the ass on the first night, and say for instance she did get that ass up freshman year in that dorm room after movie night, whatever the case may be, that should serve, by y'all's logic, that should serve as a representation of who she is as a woman. And my point is that you don't know, right? You can sit up here and say, okay, well, she didn't give me the ass on the first night, but that doesn't mean that she hasn't done it before. But going by your logic, that's a stain on the persona, or that's a direct reflection of who she is as a woman, and that's why it disqualifies her to you. That's why the point is relevant.
I'll go even further with that, Trill, right? Because if you think about it, if you don't know that she's done this with other niggas, then why does body count matter? Because you don't know that either.
Yeah.
And think about that for a second. Think about that for 1 second. If you stuck on like, hey, she didn't show me that she was a one night stand type of girl, whatever, don't mean that she ain't done it in the past. But the fact that you don't know it, you cool with it, and that you would wife her just because you don't know it. But then if that's the case, why in the fuck does body count matter at all? Because most of you niggas ain't gonna know none of you niggas is gonna really know what her body count is to begin with. Now, I'm gonna just keep it G. Now, if she came out and told you my body count is what the bitch said the other a couple weeks ago, we was listening to 2,000 bodies or some shit like that. That's different, okay? You know her body count, but you have no idea.
Okay, then
so why does that matter?
So you go there. So if you well,
and then something else to consider too, real quick. Something else to consider too is if you disqualify those type of women, let's just say you did wife a woman and you found out that she wasn't the woman that you thought she was, are you gonna leave her? Or are you gonna stay with her?
It depends on the context. Depends on how annoyed the shit out of me. That'd be an excuse for me to get the hell on.
How misleading was it?
Yes.
I'm just saying at this point, y'all got 5 years in, 2 kids, and then you found out that
yeah,
she was a little wild when she was young.
She like the old girl? I want to answer the question. I want to answer the question. Yes, I would, because you was dishonest about some shit before we got into this. You see what I'm saying? Before we get into this, before we walk down this aisle, that's your time to come clean.
To come clean about what? Does she
whatever? No, not
that she had a wild hair.
No, so
that you never asked about.
No, listen. Before y'all start shooting off the hip, right? Again, we talking about wifey material, correct? Right? We talking about wifey material. Now, if you really into your chick like that, this is for me. I don't know about y'all. I'm talking about me. I had them fucking conversations. I have uncomfortable conversations. You see what I'm saying? And again,
can you walk us through those conversations, Ricky? Like, give us an example of a conversation.
I'm not going to do that. What I'm saying is this, right? If we had them conversations, right, and we come down and it's like, this is what happened, right? I'm trusting you. And it's exactly like y'all said. She could lie, right? Then you bet not get caught up in that motherfucking lie. Right?
They usually don't.
Right?
And if you get caught up in a lie, I will leave your ass, especially if you don't annoy the shit out of me in these last 5 years.
I just find it extremely hard to believe. And I hear what y'all saying, and it sounds great. It sounds great. But what I'm saying is this, right? That say, for instance, just like Ricky said, like I expect her to tell me these things. But let's say again, let's rewind back to freshman year again. And let's say she just had a month to where she was just giving that ass up.
Just 1 month.
1 month. To she might have she might have caught 5-6 bodies in 1 month. But you need her.
The college women, stay away from them, bro. They trouble. Stay away.
all I'm saying is, let's say she had 1 month where she was giving that ass up. She caught about 5-6 bodies in 1 month. But she meets you at 31. You expect her to say, "Hey, baby, back when I was 18, it was
10
a
years
month
ago.
in college where, I got a little wild." No woman is gonna say that. But again,
At the Kappa
according to
Beach party.
your logic, because she had that month, that is a reflection of who she is as a woman, and that disqualifies her in y'all's eyes. That's what a contradiction is for me.
That's
makes
not what
no
I'm
sense
saying
at all.
You sure that? I thought that is what you were saying.
No, that's not what I was saying.
Okay.
All right, final thoughts on with that. Go ahead and take us home, brother.
No, I'm good. I'm just saying that's not what I was saying.
It wasn't because Humble Dad is saying if she did that with you.
Yeah, I was
He's
saying
not talking about her.
specifically.
Yeah, you
Final
specifically if she
thought.
did that.
If a woman is presently a whore with you, not back in high school and shit like Trill talking about. Trill keep talking about college. Fuck all that.
Because it's
If
not
you're
that
a
long
whore
ago
now
for Trill being
in
in college.
2022, you're trash. That's all I'm saying.
She just may have a different outlook on life as an adult.
I guess what my counselor is saying is
She's
why she
reborn.
can't be feeling you so much, Humble Dad. Why she can't be feeling you so much that you guys just happen to have sex on that one night that you guys had dinner. You sat in the car in the parking lot and talked for 4 hours. She got tired. Y'all went back to the house. I mean, come on, y'all had these situations. I know I had.
That's all
I've
thick,
had a lot.
boy. What?
I've had a lot of those.
No,
I've had a lot of those sit in the car.
discipline.
I've had a lot of sit in the car, play the radio for 3-4 motherfucking hours, and it's just like, well, why don't you just swing back to the spot? So the next thing you know, my dick is all the way down her throat.
Well, me, I really have, like going into the dating market. That when I started making my mind up to be married, I wasn't trying to have sex on the first night.
Well, yeah, that's you. No, we're talking about you. I get you. I get it, and I get it. I understand that. I'm just simply saying what
I concur with what Shannon is saying. I concur with what Shannon is saying.
My counselor is saying is,
yeah,
if you have
concur with
sex
what
on
Shannon
the first night. And I get it. You making it seem like me, Trill, and Quest is acting like we these super players and the hoes is gonna give us the pussy because we who we is. No, we ain't saying that. Even though that might be Trill's case. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying in the event that you have sex with somebody on the first night, doesn't necessarily mean that she's been doing that for the last 10 years. And Trill is saying, if you don't have sex with her on the first night and she holds you out to wait and she's a virtuous woman and she wears stockings and she's all covered all the way up to the neck, doesn't mean that she wasn't slopping the whole frat 10 years ago.
She was a Kappa sweetheart, Shan. She was a Kappa sweetheart.
No. So
hey, look, I ain't finna let the college girls get all that goddamn attention. The military, y'all ladies.
So listen, I think most fellas though
we gonna share the wealth, pass it around, chat ninjas, share the wealth with the military women as well. Go ahead, Trill. I'm sorry, James.
Yeah, now I think most fellas though would acknowledge it would land differently for you though if you're talking to a woman and the way she conducts herself now and for the last couple years, the last half decade, the last 10 years has been, a reasonable, respectable way. But, as y'all get deeper in y'all relationship and you didn't sleep with her on the first night and y'all are starting to maybe vet toward marriage or something, she say, hey, listen, y'all having conversations. She's like, yeah, I did have a period, when I, back in college, just for a little, wasn't nothing crazy, wasn't the whole time, but my freshman year of college, I did have a little period where I was, out there. Maybe she don't get into the details. Like, Shannon was saying that 1 month, she caught all them bodies in 1 month. It lands differently if that 1 month was 10 years ago or if that 1 month was last month, right? Like how she's conducting herself now is significantly different than what she was doing a decade ago. Well, would y'all disagree? Would you? It don't matter. It don't matter when.
I'm gonna say this for the final thoughts to put the nail in the coffin. Oh, actually, my bad, Rio.
That was supposed to be me with the final thoughts, though.
That was 4 final thoughts ago, Quest. But go ahead.
Yeah, but this is the final of the final thoughts. But before I say it, I'm gonna let Rio say it because he ain't said. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Rio.
I'm gonna just say it depends on our mindset. When I think about college, because we was bringing that example up. When I think about college, I think it really depends on where we are in a mental space, so to speak, and how we think about that particular chick. There are some chicks in college to where it's okay, you smash, but college is still a community. So you'll find out the other brothers had a similar experience. You know what I mean? Because you all are within proximity and it's a community. You talk. It happens. Brothers be like, yeah, you know what I mean? It just comes up. So with that being said, you're not wifing that. That's out of the question. Right? Now, if you feel like that was really accomplishment, and you feel like this girl really has the qualities of somebody that you would, say, you know what, man, she's smart she's smart as a whip, she fine as hell. That I definitely want to experience that again. It was a different type of, you know what I mean? And you have it, and you keeping up with each other, having conversations and things like that. You might fall into a relationship later down the line. But ultimately, I have forgotten, and trust me when I tell you, I'm not a high body count type guy. I've usually been in long-term relationships, but in a past lifetime, I have forgotten names. And that's why I disagree with you, Mr. James, when you say it's some sex isn't just sex. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you literally have no idea who that was when you think it back. And you're like,
that is a fact. That is a fact. That shit just be fucking. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Just keep it, and that is a lot of our experience. Some of us.
So James, be lucky, James, that you missed that era.
Right.
You were on lockdown at 19.
I don't know. That era was kind of fun. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
well, he never experienced it. He never tasted it. If you give somebody water and fucking bread all their life, then they'll be happy for water. But when you give them some Kool-Aid and chicken, James, I'm glad you haven't had the opportunity to taste that Kool-Aid and chicken.
That was a horrible analogy, but I get what you're trying to say. But you know what I'm saying? There's more than bread and water going on over here.
Hey, you said you was on lockdown at 18. I'm just saying that's a great thing.
It is what it is, James.
Wait,
let
him answer.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like your sexual experience.
Don't clean it up, James. You was on
I've been
lockdown
with
at
the same
18.
woman, but I haven't been with the same woman. If that makes
I hope she's not watching. All right, let's move on.
Next subject. We're gonna say next subject. JR, come on.
Hey, I'm gonna just say one thing, right? That we can move it on, right? Dub Will in the chat. Shout out to the chat ninja NCO. Dub Will, he actually had the final thoughts. He said, "Moral of the story: ignorance is bliss." Now get the motherfucking likes up, chat ninjas. Hell wrong with y'all, man. Get the likes up.
Will, man, for that super chat. Let's get the likes up.
Get the likes up. Let's go.
Bill Wills did pay on his duels for that Thursday show.
He came off of it.
He paid for that 500. Yep, he paid.
Man, salute to bro, stand up guy, man. That's crazy.
Hey, Trill, now you know we was holding court in that motherfucker. Hey, you know we was holding court.
Shout out to Doug Will paying that 500 if she took those lashes off, man. He cashed out on Sunday. It has been confirmed. He has delivered. So Doug Will is not capped. He's a man of his word, man. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Doug Will.
Hey, he gonna get some cheeks from somebody because of that. Whether it's from her or for somebody else. They're gonna be like, wait, he paid $5. Ooh, where he at?
Shout out to the member Gary.
Hey, shout out to Doug Will. He is a married man. That man is a married man.
Yeah. Chemo $4.99. Most women have been conditioned to have a party phase from 18 to 27. Then they want to make you wait. Once they hit that, I've had my fun phase. Doug Will, $5. Oh, we said that already. Shout out to Doug Will again. $4.99. In my field research days, many women had sexual freedom phase, and I assisted them in their efforts. The chat is undefeated. Let's get the likes up, family. I'm hearing the likes was at 200. We should be at least at 700 likes right now. So if you haven't already, take a moment, hit the like button, whether you're in the chat or just watching. Hey,
you know what you should.
The like button. Go ahead, Quest.
You know what you should do right now, JR, since the lights ain't up, my boy. You remember them 2 songs that you played before we came on? you had the extra read about it, and then you had some. I don't know what the fuck that was. That first song was. Play that. I guarantee we get the likes up off that song right there alone.
Under the bus, I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go bad girl from the store. She taking me out of this world. Wave, nice guy with a cold shoulder. You be cool, but I don't love you.
Stop. Hey, chat ninjas. I will. You know what? Let me grab my mic. I will make sure JR play that entire fucking track. If y'all don't get this damn likes up, get the likes up.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I got a question.
Of course, I was thinking the same thing when I was here, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
hey, Jr. I got a question for the chat ladies. Is it true? Is it true what Trill say about the girls' trips? Y'all still be acting up on them girls' trips?
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and I might have to put that as a thing. I'll put it on. Let me start the next topic, and I'll put a survey up for you.
Yeah, put the survey up, JR.
Yeah,
but I already know they ain't gonna answer truthfully.
All right. With that being said, hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the sponsor, Teej, handling 30% off along with a free gift. That link is in the description. If she winks, she'll fuck. Is she in cheat mode? Let's go ahead.
I don't even see you.
Damn, they be on the phone the whole time.
Yeah. You got to hit that. Oh, that's that you got on. Bitch, you cheating. You cheating.
Well, why she just, you can't smell good?
Cheat mode. How you gonna tell a nigga you smell good? Where that lead to?
What kind of cologne
you got? But you tell a nigga like me, I smell good, I'm gonna say good enough to eat.
Oh my God, no.
You open the door. You open the door to that shit.
No.
It's kind of like if you're in a relationship and niggas is DMing you. You shouldn't even open them DMs. You shouldn't open them DMs. Why are you looking at them DMs?
Because it's like at the end of the day, if you're in a committed relationship and you respond, you just open that door.
Yes.
And if you're in a relationship,
y'all
that
never
door
heard the saying she wink, she'll fuck.
Nobody heard that.
If she looks, she took. If she looks, she took.
East Atlanta philosopher Gucci Man for that quote.
She wink, she'll fuck, man.
Never heard.
She show her teeth.
Because instead of
she'll eat that beef.
She'll eat that beef.
What?
Because instead of telling this nigga that you got a boyfriend, you could have just not responded to the DM.
Yeah.
You open the door to conversation. Now you can say, does he let you have friends?
If you tell another nigga he smell good.
And the in-person shit is two different things. Because if you're in person or whatever and somebody's in your face, okay, I can see where a bitch might think, okay, I don't want to be rude, whatever. But if you're in a DM and you open it and respond,
you could have just
to the
not
DM,
responded.
That's worse than being in a nigga's face.
But how are you being rude if you say I'm married or I'm in a relationship?
Back
That
up.
ain't
You
being
saying
rude.
if you open a DM, that's worse than being in a
Yes,
nigga's
because
face.
you could have just not responded to the DM. They got a whole other DM that you don't need. You got to look for that message.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You look for that message and told that nigga no.
Man, one thing about it, every man know when a woman is not friendly.
All right, if she wink, she'll fuck. Is she in cheat mode? You guys heard the context. A lot of stuff was being said in there. Talked about DMs. They talked about a girl giving off a certain vibe when she with a guy to you. Let's talk about it. What you guys think?
Yes.
I should. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's my answer. Yes. If she'll wink, you at a party, or if she'll wink, she'll fuck. Sure. Yes. The fuck.
Yeah, I agree too. Like, if you don't have your woman's attention, and she's seeking attention from somebody else, she'll give up the ass. Because women, like, the biggest currency for women isn't money, it's attention. So she's she'll give attention to a man, and she'll take that attention back from the man, and his attention is dick. So yeah.
JR, I think this is going to go pretty smoothly. I think across the board, everybody's going to say yes, and we can pull up the next topic. If she winks, she's fucking.
Yeah, man, it done been some crazy stuff, man. I don't know if y'all ever been to Vegas on Memorial Day weekend, but yeah, it's up. It's up out there. I done seen chicks that got their nigga with them and be walking by you at the Dre's pool party. You know what I'm saying? To give you a wink, or y'all be in that pool playing volleyball. Her man sitting on the side with a cup in his hand. She down there, ass all on your lap. You like, wait a minute, I'm playing a volleyball. How'd you get from here all the way to over here? Like, it's just So again, yes, these women will go. Because fact is, like I tell y'all all the time, money is not enough to keep a woman's interest. It's not. Because the second that she gets used to that money, she's gonna go searching for attention if you're not giving it to her. And it's always a nigga that's gonna look better than you. It's always a nigga that's a bit more swaggerous than you, or whatever the case may be. So that's why you gotta take care of your old lady. Because if you don't, yes, she'll go. That's just honest. So yeah, to answer the question, if she's willing to wink at you, yeah, she ain't opening DMs for no reason. Women ain't slick, man. They constantly trying to see what they market value is, or if it's going up or going down. That's why she opening DMs. She going to search in that message request box to see if it's a blue check in there. Blue check in there. Let me go tap that and see what he talking about. See who he is. Oh, wait a minute, I know him. He a party promoter for camp. He got a little juice. I done seen him. He had a bust down rollie, bust down chain on his neck. Let me go see what he talking about. I mean, that's not saying she's gonna go through with it, but the fact that she'll open up the DM will say that if you slip, he on the list. So yes,
I think it's more for one winking. Y'all talking about blatant ass winking? Hell yeah, she going. If she smile too much, she going. If you tell a joke and she laughing at your jokes all the time, she going. You know what I'm saying? But this a lesson for y'all ladies, you know what I'm saying? The ones that say they so-called, good women. I believe there's still some good women out there, right? My wife has a beautiful smile. If y'all checked out my Instagram today, I put a picture of my wife up. Her smile is gorgeous, right? And she's a naturally social person. When she sees people, she smiles, unlike 90% of the black women out here. You know what I'm saying? I had to teach her you can't smile at everybody because people take it the wrong way. It's interpreted incorrectly. You see what I'm saying? So again, a lot of y'all try to play like men don't understand choosing signs, but they do. That's why they always in your face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you think you're not giving off choosing signs, but you really are. That's why dudes always, and you saying dudes thirsty and all this other shit, because 9 times out of 10, you don't even know what you putting out in the atmosphere because you don't know what men pick up on. Right? So that's my take on
it. Hey, real quick. Pause the panel real quick. Big shout out to you, Ricky, man. Big shout out to you, my boy. You and your wife, man. That's the type of shit that me and my wife, we dream to have. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to you, bro.
25 years in this thing. This ain't 25.
Congratulations, brother.
Come on, man.
Salute to you, Rick.
Hey,
JT,
Chat Ninjas, put a 1 in the chat for my dog Ricky and his wife, man. Chef Ricardo and his wife. Big shout out to them, man.
Hey, JT, go to get in on this.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. She give you any attention, man. Women like I fall back on everybody's backbone. Like they love attention, man. That's what they like. So, any little wink, eye contact, smile, they ready, man. And I say that there are some women, and I fall back on Ricky. Some women they just naturally they friendly, they nurturing, they got a welcoming vibe. So you can't always take it as that, but I'm gonna say 75% of the time that's what it is.
All right, I think everybody agree. Anybody else want to get some final thoughts on this
Can
one?
I say something real quick before somebody else go? Some ladies in the chat is saying that, well, Kevin Samuel said y'all don't smile enough. Now y'all saying we smile too much. You know what? If you had a man, he would teach you this shit.
Did you hear what I said?
If you had a man, he would teach you this shit. And if your man ain't teaching you how to move on the straight and narrow, I ain't gonna even say nothing else.
I think they missed the context, right? Like, if you have a man, why are you smiling at other dudes? Right? And if you don't have a man, that means when you're smiling that you're saying you're making yourself available. So to not understand that as what it is kind of weird to me. But that's why we got to teach them.
All right, Real, you want to say something? Like you're trying to say something?
I mean, just from listening to Ricky and listening to Humble Dad, it sounds like They are speaking about women who are receptive, women who are teachable, women who won't come back with, "Oh, you're just being insecure. I wasn't doing that." What's your problem? And you know what I mean? And then kind of reverse the situation into being your problem. It's not her problem. She wasn't doing anything. You know what I mean? So I think that what I'm hearing is women of wife quality, women who are good partners, are receptive to you actually saying, "Hey, listen, I'm telling you, as your man, as your protector, there's a certain way that you have to carry yourself so that we're not sending the wrong message," and they're not getting any pushback. I think that's a beautiful thing.
All right. Anybody else? All right. You guys just tuning in. Welcome to King Talk on the Lapeef Network. Make sure we get the likes up. Also, make sure we subscribe to the channel. Chat, how we looking on the likes? I don't know where we are on the likes, but if you haven't, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. We ran through that one. I'm glad I had some extra topics. Who that just dropped off? What's that?
I almost thought that shit was a rhetorical question, goddamn. That shit
Nah,
seemed
yeah.
kind of rhetorical, boy.
Yeah, I was going to separate it, but I just let me put it together because since we was already talking about the whole sex thing. With that being said, let's move on to our next topic of the night, which is, should your partner be accepting if you're laying all expectations on the table? I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
Shit, I can't fuck with you because I can't deal with that. I'm telling you what I can't deal with. But if I come to you and I lay it on the table, this is what I come with, and this is what you take me as, then you not accepting this later on is a personal problem.
Because you're accepting me at that stage.
And if it becomes too much for you, you need to let me know that. But your passive aggression towards me is not going to work, and vice versa.
I already know you violent.
You chose this route, bitch. You did it. This is your fault.
All right, let me get you guys thoughts on that.
I mean,
should your partner be accepting if you're laying all expectations on the table? Go ahead, Quest.
So I don't think she's wrong. The problem is she probably got some personal traumas with that shit, right? Clearly, just in the physical stature alone, we can all sit here and tell that she's had some issues when it came to getting men, right? I'm pretty certain everybody across the board can agree with that. She's probably had some issues in that. Which why she's actually speaking so passionately about it. But I will say this, she ain't wrong, right? If you come to the table and you meet a woman and this woman comes with these things and you are accepting of it in the beginning, right? How in the fuck can you say, you know what, 2 years down the road, I don't fuck that, I don't like that shit. Same thing, ladies. If you know that he is a certain type of way when you meet him, right? I don't think dudes have an issue with this. This is typically more so with women, right? You meet a dude and he is a certain type of way when you first meet him, and then 2-3 years down the road, why he don't communicate? The nigga was silent when you met him. The nigga was a quiet dude when you met him. Why all of a sudden now, 2 years into it, you want him to be this full-on conversationalist, and that's just not, he ain't never been that. So I don't think she's off with what she's saying. I think she's on point. I gotta agree with her.
I got an issue with what she said because of two things. One, people have the right to change their fucking mind. We all have a tolerance rate, and just like with her, as an example, if she was like 50 pounds lighter, 2-3 years ago, and she still got this badass attitude, he might have been like, all right, I'm cool because you thick. But now you fat with this badass attitude. It's different. Chicks be getting fat out here and they don't even realize how fat they don't got in the last 2-3 years. And they still got the same stupid ass attitude. So you got to look at those two things. It's context.
But
You can't get fat and have the same badass attitude.
Hold on, Mr. Lego. hold on, Miss Lego, because the new problem is that she's fat now. It's not that she had the bad attitude, right? So you don't have a new problem with the attitude.
I
You
have
have
the
a problem
problem
with her
that
being
you're
fat now.
Exactly, and that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
So to the point,
Look,
to the point of the question, though, the question is asking, should your partner be accepting if you're laying all expectations on the table up front? If she was a bad attitude person up front and you were cool with it, cool. But when she was thick, it was cool. But you're saying she got fat now. That's not all the original shit on the table, dog. That's a completely different problem.
Okay, that makes sense. But people still have the right to change their mind because, you know, if you just get sick of something because, you know, shit ain't getting better and you don't expect it to get better, but you might expect it to just not get worse. But it getting worse may just be it still being there for 2 years and you just tired of it. Men and women, we have the right to change our minds. And women be getting mad when a man end up leaving her a bad attitude ass. We got a right to change our mind. You know, sometimes we get tired of the shit. Sometimes a bad attitude in the beginning was kind of cute. You know, she's a little spicy, you know, but 2 years down the line, you like, yo, man, I'm tired of this bitch.
So
Yeah, look,
to kind of put that, to kind of put that, Quest and Let Go both right. Like you definitely have a right to, you know, evolve and change your mind down the road. But Quest is right. Like once the expectation is there, like you deal with it. What do I mean? You got a right to change your mind up until you make vows. You know, like once you make vows, like that's deeper. You know, at that point, like yo, I said, you know, to death do us part. But if you ain't said to death do us part, and the expectations was this, but 2 years later, she ain't changed. She's still with the same expectations. You got the right to say, you know what? I thought I was cool with that 2 years ago. But we ain't married, and now it's 2 years later. I'm not cool with that anymore. But once you cross over that threshold of giving vows, I think the situation changes.
So, Quest, can you explain to me what you mean? So, when Mr. Lego is saying, you know, you got a little spicy attitude or whatever, but then you was kind of fine. I dealt with it, and then your ass doubled your weight. Now you're a big chunky chunk, but you still spicy. I think Miss Lego is saying you can't be fat and with attitude. So are you saying that it's not that he has a new issue, that he has an existing issue, but that he has a new issue? Because I don't see the difference.
I just want to say this. You can't
here's what I will say. Here's what I'm gonna say about it is this: sometimes habits may not haunt you now, but they'll haunt you later. Let's say, for instance, you met her. When marriage, you grow together, you grow old together, right? So let's say you met her and you both had bad eating habits, but you had fast metabolisms. You know what I mean? You were able to kind of burn that shit off. And as you grow older, you still have these same bad eating habits, and now you're wearing the weight. So what he sees now is different than what he's seen then, because listen, you're getting older, your body's reacting different. It's catching up to you. Now he's expecting you to do something about it. He's expecting you to change those behaviors so that you won't have to suffer the consequence, and in turn, he suffers the consequence. So now he's saying, I don't like that you eat this way. I don't like that we eat this way. Now we need to stop. I don't know that he's wrong for that. You know what I mean? Now, if you met her and you've seen that she was borderline fat, I think we might be stretching it. But if things changed, I think you have the right to say, hey, listen, we got to do something about this. This is getting out of hand.
So let me say this.
Yeah, clarify for me, Quest.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me say this, fellas. To what Rio's saying right here, right, fellas. If you found her when she was big, stop the cap. You didn't like that she was big, right? You settled that she was big, and then a couple years down the line, now you don't want to fucking put up with that shit. And in actuality, you should have been honest off the rip and just been like, I don't really like that your ass is big like this, so I'm not gonna fuck with you, right? And be a man of fucking principle.
We didn't have nowhere to stay when we got her big ass. Now we don't got our shit together. It's time for us to, leave our mommy and go get a girlfriend.
Mr. Lego be coming out of left field with some shit.
All the way out of left field. But
That
go
nigga
ahead.
was
though.
homeless.
That's really
He was
it.
homeless.
Dudes get with big chicks because they ain't got nowhere to stay.
I don't
I
know.
say
I'm a straight up dude, right? Like when it come to being 100% honest and upfront, like me and Hank on Sundays, we go back and forth on this shit all the time, bro. I'm a straight up dude. And I told my wife this back when we first met. I'm an honest dude. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do, I do. I'm a straight up guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that shit. I'm gonna give it to you blood raw, right? If it's something that you got going on that I don't like, you will know, bruh. And I'm not gonna settle for it. I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be upfront about it. And it's on you to either change that shit or I'm gonna find something else, or I'm gonna go look the other way or whatever. Niggas that are out here saying that, oh, well, I was accepting of her being a big person, and this is just one example. We're just using big because the girl was big as fuck in the video, right? Shout out to you, Miss Lady. But we just using that as an example. So if she big and that's the example right now, cool, right? I was accepting of it up front, but long term, I changed. Like, come on, bro. You shouldn't have even got into the relationship with the girl, man. To be honest, you shouldn't have. Let's just be real about that. Now, is that on her or is that on you? In this particular situation, I'm gonna say it's not on her. Now, I fuck with my dudes, but in this case, fellas, because you weren't honest with yourself and you weren't being all the way stand up, that shit on you. That shit lay at your feet, bro. Just saying.
I tell you what, man. Like I tell young dudes all the time, man. Pick a ceiling you're comfortable with when it comes to getting into this relationship shit. Because that chart is not gonna go up. It's gonna go down in most aspects of the relationship.
Come on, bro.
Example, right? Like you meet her, she's probably gonna be in the best shape that she's gonna be in when you meet her. Over time, she's gonna gain weight. When you meet her, the sex frequency is gonna be at probably the highest point it's gonna ever be because it's gonna slow down. Kids are gonna happen, weight are gonna happen, lack of confidence, things of that nature. Life gets in the way. If somebody's, communication level, if they are, not that considerate when you meet them, that's not going to increase. The consideration's not going to increase. It's going to go down over time. So you have to pick a ceiling that you're comfortable with. So in this scenario, she 1,000% right. Because what a lot of people do is they'll have somebody that keeps it all the way G with them from the door, and in one way or another. But in your head, you think you dope enough to push this person to their potential. So you'll sign up for that job, right? And then a couple years into it, you fail horribly, and now you blaming them. You have resentment toward them. Shouldn't be resentment toward them. You gambled and you lost. So you got to take that to the chin. That ain't on them because they kept it G from the door. It's just like us as single men. If a woman met me back when I was single, I tell her straight up, look, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I got way too much going on. I'm out here living life. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Now, we can kick it. We can have fun because every time you're around me, it's going to be a great time. We're going to have fun, whatever. We're going to eat good. We're going to, kick it. I'm going to be, super, talkative and a great listener and all of that and all that shit. But remember what I said. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. But women, what do? They hear that and say, okay, but, I hear you, but I'm going to still try to push the envelope. I'm going to try to change it. I'm going to try to see if I can get you to that level because you ain't ran into a woman like me yet. And then when it goes bad and you shatter her feelings and her self-esteem, when she catch feelings and you repeat what you told her at the beginning,
you finesse me.
Now you the bad guy. You finesse me. So no, you got to take people at face value. You got to take people according to what they showing you. And that's what she's saying. I laid it all out on the table. You going to either sign up, you willing to ride with it, or you not. But don't sign up for some shit thinking that you going to be dope enough to change it. Because I got bad news for you. And that's for anybody listening. You will not. The graph does not go up. Remember this. If you don't remember shit else I say tonight, pick a ceiling that you're comfortable with. The graph does not go up after you get into the relationship. It goes down. Some goes down more quickly than others. but they all go down eventually over time. Pick a ceiling you're comfortable with.
And
I told you this man finna be on retainer. Y'all keep playing with me. Retainer, my nigga.
I want to attack this from a different point though, right? While as Logic say in Wakanda, that would make perfect sense, right? But what I want to ask is the question is that the same for her? Is that the same expectation, right? So for ladies, this for the ladies. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about to stay on the ladies' head because the stuff I've been hearing lately been crazy, right? For the ladies, right, who would agree with this premise, right? If a man is at a certain level when you first meet him, you knew that's where he was. You knew that's what he was providing. Do you expect him to stay there?
Did you hear what I said?
I mean, you knew what he came with, right? It was all laid out there in front of you, correct? But would you accept it if he didn't make the appropriate changes or elevate somewhere in life? Would that be cool? So she blowing it out her ass is what I'm saying. Right? Why is it good one way and not the other way with the shit that's really going on in life? I got to accept you with all your flaws, everything, because I told you this what it was. Well, I'm showing you what it is. But just like y'all say, right? Just like what Trill said, we got to keep your lady happy, right? Keep your old lady happy, right? Keep her in the middle of excitement so she don't go wandering off to some other bullshit. I don't, right? So she blowing it out her motherfucking ass. If we're required to elevate and become better, so are you. If not, I'm not gonna say nothing else.
It's interesting. This is an interesting conversation because if she's saying that you got to accept me who as I am, that means she's saying she ain't gonna ever change, right? That means she's not getting even better. Like being married, you're growing together, right? So if you're growing together, if you're operating in a good marriage, you're going to have a different perspective, different mindset because you're getting older. You're hanging out with different people. You may be reading something, you may be watching something. Like your mindset is going to be different from 30 to 40 years old, right? So there is going to be a change, and hopefully it's a change that has aligned with one another and not a one that has kind of discombobulated and the reason why people get divorces. But for her to say, well, you got to accept me as I am right now, like I can get that point. But at the same time, though, there should be growth happening. That's what we should be doing. We should be growing as individuals. I hear you, Trill. The ceiling thing, like I get that. However, like, yes, this is my ceiling, but I think as a married couple that you can get through, you can probably elevate one another because that's what you're supposed to be doing as a married couple, right? So I would say that, yes, I see who you are now, but I should be able to see what you're going to be if you continue in this way or we rocking together, that you're going to be a better version of yourself later. And I think that her perspective in the beginning is good, but later is not.
Hopefully in her case, y'all will be getting smaller together and not growing together.
I'm in mentally, Mr. Lay.
Hey, nah. Hey, physically too, goddamn it. That's a big girl.
I know, but he said don't grow. She don't want to grow physically. I'm saying
she don't need to grow no more. Like
the only thing that I don't like about what she has said, she said, if it's written exactly the same, should your partner be accepting? I think accepting should be swapped out with the word understanding. Because nobody has to accept shit. Like if somebody said, should you be accepting of your partner if they lay all the expectations? No, fuck that. I don't like that. I'm not going to accept that. I understand and I appreciate. I should be appreciative and I should be understanding. Thank you for being forthright. Thank you for being, open and honest and all that. But I'm not fucking with that. So, and that goes back to what Mr. Humble Dad said. He was like, yo, that means she ain't changing shit. And if you're not willing to fucking become a better motherfucker, and I see some lack right now, then no, I'm not accepting that shit. That's the only thing I got on it.
Hey,
You know,
real
I
quick,
think
just want to pause the panel real quick. It's not Mr. Humble Dad. It's actually Dr. Dad from here on out.
Yes,
Hey,
doctor.
hey, Humble Dad, go ahead. Hey, do me a favor. Quadruple salute to you, sir. I want you to do me a favor. Go ahead and look down to your bottom left right there, right where it has your little you see your little picture right there. Click them 3 dots. Retitle your shit to Dr. Dad from here on out. That is how we want to address you, Dr. Dad. Hey, put a 1 in the chat for my boy,
Shout
Dr.
out to
Dad,
Dr.
for getting his
Dad.
doctorate's degree. You feel me? Put a 1 in the chat. Go ahead.
Yeah, nah, shouts out. Congratulations, Dr. Humble Dad. Hey, Trill, what Trill said was real on having that standard that, you know, this is the baseline, you know, that we know you got to have that going in. And, you know, he was saying, like, don't have a mindset that you could change the person. I wonder this, how much is it that a dude might get with a woman and he had a standard, but he think he can change her? Or how much is it that maybe he up level over time, and now it ain't that he came into it thinking he was gonna change her, but he just look up one day and like, yo, I done up leveled a little bit, and I ain't got to deal with that no more. Like, so how much?
That's
You
what
know,
Mr.
I think women be more so on I'm gonna try to change him versus men go through evolution and change themselves and like, yo, I got different options now.
She gonna still take the credit, but that's what Mr. Let Go was saying. Like, he was a homosexual at first, and then he got his shit together, and he was like, I don't need you no more. Look at where I'm at now.
Yeah, even when we broke, we still like you know, evolve. And the biggest problem that we have just as men and women, in most cases, we're getting better and the woman is getting worse in some type of way. So even if dude's broke, he gets on his feet at some point, you know, wherever the man is in his life. But in most cases, the woman, like Trill said, never gets better. They just it's not even either. They get worse. So yeah, it's kind of like a sad reality.
Yeah, so this is why I think it's so important, right, fellas? Like, we get on here and we talk about vetting these women for marriage, right? When you get to that point, when you get serious, when you're on that level where you're looking to settle down and actually vet women to be wives, right? Be realistic, man. Because just like these fellas said, like, everything's gonna get worse over time. That's just how that shit works, man. So if she already 190 and you know you want to drop by 2-3 babies in her, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being realistic right now. What that and by the way, she don't work out. Ain't never been in them. She ain't been to. She ain't about to start because she just dropped some jits. I'm just saying, bro, like, be realistic. This vetting shit that we talk about, that y'all hear us come on week after week after week talking about, this ain't just about like, oh, is she gonna be a good cook? Is she gonna be able to clean up? And is she gonna be able to? No, nigga, think, bro. Especially us as men, we have to be future thinkers. We have to be thinking way out there into the future, right? Not this just short-term shit, right? Because that's what some of these ladies are. That's women shit. We need to be thinking about 40, 50 years down the road. All right. Calibrate your lenses. Look way down the road. And where do you see yourself with this particular woman?
So, Quest, this is exactly why, I don't know why y'all be laughing when I say this. This is why I only date women with little heads.
Because that's funny. What do you mean? That's why we laughing. That's funny, bro.
Okay, this one new on me. Somebody educate me.
Means something, because she has a little head when she's 32. She's still going to have a little head when she's 50, which means her body most likely is going to stay little also. Telling y'all.
What is the size? What is the circumference of a small head, Mr. Lake?
Look, I'm telling you, the chicks with little heads, they be nuts. They crazy, okay? But
and sickly.
They ain't gonna get fat on you though.
Please give me the circumference of this head, bro.
Hey, how do you check it on, like, through the vetting process? Like how
you say, hey, let me let you wear my hat.
Netflix chill, she sleep or something like.
It's simple. Y'all gotta. Well, y'all probably don't know. I don't date.
No, we don't know. You said it's simple. We don't know. Tell us.
No, it's really simple. I don't date women who wear wigs. So women be see one of the reasons why
like you like the ball.
One of the reasons why women wear wigs is because it hides their big ass head or their big ass face. You know what I'm saying? Chicks be having big necks, big faces, and big heads. So that's why they will be wearing these wigs and shit. So I don't date women who wear wigs because I want to see how little your head is. And you can't see that with all this bullshit on a woman's head all the time. So yeah.
So you would rather take a chaotic woman with a small head than a woman that is intelligent, but she's big. That's what you're saying.
1000%. I'll deal with the chaos. I'll deal with it.
Gotcha.
I totally deal with it.
The one thing you said, Humble, Mr. Let Go, is that, women typically decline and men typically, incline over time. It would be more, and this is for the women that's probably watching the show, it would be more palatable for men if the one thing that got better over time was attitude. But in my experience, it seems that the older women get, the more stiff, hard-headed, difficult to deal with, harder to talk to they get. Now, I get it. You may gain weight, right? You was most beautiful when you were 24. You gained some weight, had some children, hair start growing all in these weird-ass places, wrinkles. And I get, all that hair is not, the curls don't hold no more. Bags are starting to form. All that physical stuff, right? But then, in addition to that, the attitude, you guys already know that I get a lot of flack for dating younger women, right? And you 50, you're supposed to be dating 50-year-old women. That's the trope out there. Shannon, you 50, you're supposed to be dating women that's 45 to 60. The problem is, I would. But when it comes down to the 5 F's, the fit, feminine, friendly, faithful, and fun, that friendly one, the one dead center, is the most toughest one I find in women in my age range. Because when you talk to them, it's almost like, God, it's like every conversation is a fucking battle. Every conversation is a fight.
I got a question though. I got a question though. So you're saying that the attitude gets worse with time, or the attitude is already bad and you just get tired of it, like in a video? Because it sounds like women who get bad and it just stayed bad.
Well, that typically no. Because younger women, like you meet somebody in their mid 20s, late 20s, they're more understanding. They'll talk. The conversation is because one of the arguments is.
So you're saying that woman is going to get worse attitude wise?
Yeah, man, because they learn, they get harder. They're hard. They get hardened. The world hardens them. Relationships harden them.
She's been with you, so doesn't that mean you harden them? Because that's the thing I'm thinking about. I'm looking at it from a safety standpoint. Usually, women have badass attitudes because they don't feel safe in some type of way, right? They got to feel independent. They ain't got nobody. People keep letting them down, and they just get hardened because of all the stupid shit that they go through. So say you get with a 27-year-old and she's super happy, super feminine. The only reason why she would get hardened if you harden her, because
no, that's not true. See, that's that whole color purpling of the world. No, that's women will attribute somebody else's fucking problems onto them simply because they're hive mentality. You agree with that. And so a lot of these women identify with trauma that they never fucking experienced. No. A lot of women, yes, they do. They
got a man is
Mr. Let Go.
No, Mr. Let Go. A woman is single.
Mr. Let Go. Listen, that a lot of women will identify with issues, trauma, problems, in circumstances that were negative that they never fucking experienced, simply because they feel that they can get over on a motherfucker if they attribute themselves to that. They victimize themselves when they were never victims of certain shit. They claim that they were going through something.
If she got a man, though.
Motherfuckers had the best childhood. Everybody took care of them. They were babied, had everything they ever wanted, and they claimed that they had all these issues.
Man,
and they claim that they have these relationship problems that they never had.
What I'm saying.
Say it again.
if she's with you and safe, she wouldn't be going through all that shit.
No,
What are you talking about? She got a man. She got a husband. How is she getting hardened? You're hardening her. You're causing her to get worse.
Mr. Lego, obviously I'm not talking about people that's married. Why would I be talking? We're talking about women.
No,
why would I
we're
be talking
about a woman getting worse with time? But if she's with you through all that whole time, you're the reason why she's gotten worse.
I'm not with her through all that whole time.
Oh, that's what I thought we was talking about. You get with a woman that's 27 and she gets hardened, but she's been with you the whole time, and as time goes by, she's worse.
No, how many lifetimes have you think I've lived and shit? I'm only 50. I haven't reincarnated and shit and been a teenager 6 times. No,
I'm thinking you was with a woman for like 5-10 years and something go wrong and you saying she's hardened. You harden her if that's the case. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, no, I haven't hardened women. I haven't hardened, but I find older women to be very harder. They're harder to deal with. They're harder to talk to. They're harder to communicate with. And I'm saying, and this is one of the reasons why we're having the issues, because we're always talking about being agreeable. We're talking about submissiveness, that boogie word for a lot of women. Oh, I'm not submissive. Give me something to submit to. You don't really hear that kind of stuff from women that haven't gone through a whole lot or haven't lived a whole lot. And so I'm simply saying, the things that they go through, I get it. It's tough out there. You got to go to work. You get tired. Your employer's making you you're dealing with just life in general. But it would be nicer if women would become easier. Whereas men, to be honest with you, as men get older, they become more easygoing. You guys, for anybody that's in their 30s right now, in your 40s, brothers, you're going to become a more easygoing bro. When you get into your 50s, you're going to be like, man, shit, I'm just chilling. Look at all your big old...
We start making more money and we come into our own. That's the reason why. Women get worse because they're like, a woman stays single for a certain amount of time. Virtually every day, she's doing something stupid that's ruining her life. So they end up getting hardened because she keeps doing idiotic shit literally every day of her fucking life. But
whatever the reason,
hey, this nigga is hell, bro.
Whatever the reason, whatever the reason
from his mistakes, because we have common sense. So we are growing and being better with every mistake they make. Women don't learn from their mistakes; they just keep doing the same shit over and over again. So
okay, listen, you're the expert.
It's hardened. I agree with you. I agree with you. I thought you were being with somebody. I got you.
I don't coach women. You coach them, so Listen, but I'm a brother, and I know how my homies. We just like, yo, man, shit. I ain't really tripping. We just like, we our a man's midlife crisis is typically where we want to relive our youth. Like we go out and we got a bunch of money. We start buying shit. We go get fucking pilot licenses and buy Harley Davidsons and shit. We just start doing stuff, right? And that's what, and we don't want to be bothered with no bullshit. Whereas it seems like what you're saying is because we learn from our mistakes and we learn to just let that shit roll off our shoulders.
Yeah, women don't learn shit. They just keep doing the same stupid shit over and over again for the next 10
years. And it would be nice if that wasn't, and my whole story was, it would be nice if that wasn't the case. Because if women are going to decline, right? Don't decline in the mentality and the attitude part. Don't get harder to fucking deal with. Don't get harder to be somebody's partner or wife or, husband or whatever. Become easier for a brother, not become more difficult.
All right, if you guys are just tuning in, welcome to King Talks. Make sure we get them likes up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got some super chats that came through. Doug Will, $5 said, Ninja, I'm married. I already got all the cheeks I need, LOL. Safe. Chemo 199 says, sometimes sex is like taking a leak. L Train Galaxy.
Hey, hold on, real quick. Hey, James, show me that face again you just made when a nigga just said that. That man face like.
Was that you confirming? Were you confirming?
Nah. Listen, James, just listen. Listen to the people who was actually on the dating market for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is one thing I like about Logic. Hold on. This is one thing I like about Mr. Logic. When it comes time to have conversations about marriage and things in marriage, he shut the fuck up. He let us have it because he know we the ones that's experienced about this shit. When it comes to dating shit, sometimes we get niggas that's been married out the gate that have no idea about what the fuck was going on in the dating life, trying to jump in that lane, and that's Mr. Logic's lane. Let him run that lane. So that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, well received, and I'm aware of that. I'll leave it at this. I'm not saying that it can't get to that point. I'm saying everything that's normal isn't natural. And so, like, it's some people that come from certain neighborhoods where, yo, if you was in jail, for instance, you're in a certain environment, to punch a motherfucker in the face is like, that ain't shit. That's nothing. That's not natural. We like, right. So we can get to a point where desensitizing, punching a motherfucker in the face, yo, that just niggas die every day, B. Like, and you feel desensitized about like niggas get killed. That's what happened. So we can get to I'm not saying we can't get to a point where, yo, it's just sex. It's just like pissing. Like, matter of fact, I had one of my boys that's really from that life, and he was like, yo, it get to a point where like killing somebody, like, what do you think about when you throw a piece of paper in the trash? I'm like, I was so confused, but like I ain't from that world. He was like, exactly, like that's how it is. It's like throwing a piece of paper in the trash. So I'm saying, like, I'm not lost that it can get to that point. I'm saying that's not normal.
Okay. L Train Galaxy says, I learned today that women is never single ever. BZ, formerly Baby Zaddy, $2. She the real elephant in the room. BZ, formerly Baby Zaddy, $5. People change, dog, but Quest right. Don't waste her time. Lastly, No Chaser 3. 199. Communication is key, but you mad, lose the weight. Chemo 199. Keyword is sometimes. I think that's all the super chats thus far. Got a new member that became a member. Candy B, welcome to the Green Gang. Salute to you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think
to respond to the question, like I know that you're saying that people that don't have a lot of experience may need to fall back. However, if you look at sports, that's not always the case. Like some of the dopest coaches didn't play the game. They're able to like Eric Spoelstra didn't play, but he watched film like crazy and was able to study the game in a way to be able to tell people what it needed to be. You feel what I'm saying? So that's not, I understand your perspective, but if people are researching or looking and using logic, there can be a way to ascertain what should be going on, as opposed to, well, I haven't experienced it, so I can't talk on it. Then that means that most of the time we can't talk on nothing.
So with the Eric Spoelstra example, I'll be honest with you, Humble Dad, and you know you my dog, man, but I think that's a bad example. That man started out as like the fucking towel boy janitor for the club and went all the way up to being the head coach. All right, so to suggest that he didn't spend enough time around the game, around the sport, learning all different types of aspects, regardless if he played the game or not. This man was engulfed in that space, regardless if he ever shot a jumper or not. You know what I mean? So
I feel what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. But so I may be wrong in how you delivered it, right? And I'm just saying, like, with James not being in the players market, if you will, for any amount of time, doesn't disregard his ability to provide information on how people should conduct themselves.
That's fair.
What I was alluding to.
I would say that's fair. And I hope I didn't allude to that either, James.
No. I didn't take it that way at all. I would say this, because I do bow out of certain conversations if all we're talking about is just dating or this or the third. Like, that's not my world. But if we're talking about it moving and progressing toward marriage, that's my lane. I can give you insight as, yo, what's the right, if you want a healthy marriage, like what you should be doing maybe in the dating process to lead to that end result.
Gotcha.
I certainly would jump into that comment. But if it's just on, like, yo, we're not even talking about trying to move to a marriage, we just talk about out that ain't my lane. I sit back and take notes.
It's how you move at a strip club. You just like, no, that's not my conversation. No, you know what? I used to get a lot of pushback back in the day, 20 years ago, because I used to tell motherfuckers on how to raise children, and I had none. Oh, you don't know. You don't have any children, so how could you explain? You don't know it. It's because I used to coach kids and raise them into, from the boys club, boys and girls club, and at the church, and then in my fraternity we had, the Guide Right program and the Kappa League, and so if I'm telling somebody this is what you should probably do, I hated when I heard, what do you know? You're not a father, right? Then had my own children and ended up taking my own advice, and the shit still works. And all the advice I ever gave before I had kids still works. So whether I had children or not, I knew what the fuck I was talking about. At the same time, though, can you explain to somebody how to drive a car? Can you just explain it? Can you sit in the passenger seat for years and then because your children sit in the passenger seat, watch you drive, they see you put it in gear, they watch you put your hands on the steering wheel, they see you turning. They've been doing that ever since they was a baby, from the back seat to the front seat, and they turn 16, and all of a sudden they wrecking cars. So you got to learn how in order to talk to somebody and teach somebody about driving, you have to have driven yourself. It's really it's an on the fence conversation for me, but I understand where both of you guys are coming from.
Ultimately, you only know something. You only know something to the degree you practice it and get results, right? There's a difference in conceptual understanding. Like you can explain to somebody and they get the conceptual understanding of driving a car, but they don't know it till they do it, right? Especially you talk about like the old school straight drive. Like I can explain to you, go press the third pedal, and I know how to drive. No, you don't know. You understand the concept, but you don't know it till you actually can do that thing.
Hey, Shan, you if you think I was finna just let you just skip on past the fact that you was a Kappa in your fraternity days. That's going back to what Brother Trill was saying earlier. Is Brother Trill
every day?
Is Brother Trill far off from the truth in what was noticed in these Kappa luau's?
Listen, he was my.
You're talking about Kappa sweethearts, man. I don't know if you had Kappa sweethearts back in your day, Shan.
No, he's talking about we had Kappa Luau, we had Kappa Beach Party, we had Kappa the Kappa Christmas Jam, we got the Kappa.
I'm talking about the sweetheart.
Was my turn. And we had the sweethearts. We don't officially endorse them anymore. At one point, they were officially endorsed. They're no longer endorsed. The case.
I wonder why.
Hey, this how you know it's real, Dr. Humble Dad, is because Shannon been eloquent all night in his speech. He said, "Hey, we have the captain." This man ain't stuttering all night. You know it's real.
All right, y'all. We got to go ahead and get to this meat. We know the ladies like the meat. So let's go ahead and get into that right now. Simps and incels, being a man and being able to communicate to women confidently. Let's go ahead and play this context.
There's these things called incels. You heard of that term?
Yeah, I heard that term.
Involuntary celibate?
Yeah, something like that. With involuntary virgins or something like that.
Now I come from Oakland.
Yeah.
When I say that, you understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because Oakland is the home of great communication.
Yes, indeed.
Right? But, a lot of people don't have that ability today, and it's a lost art to young men. So what would be your advice to the millennials and the Gen Z when it comes to being a man and being able to communicate to women confidently?
The reason why they can't communicate, Brother Keys, is because the internet has enabled a lot of nonverbal communication. In the 90s, you had to go out physically, meet the ladies, chop it up with them. They had to feel your vibe, they had to feel your energy. Right now, LOL. You can type your emotions now. Shaking my head. I feel good. You look good. So there's no emotion and there's no game in there.
No
it's
connection.
It's no real connection. 90% of communication is non-verbal. So online, everything is verbal. You're just saying stuff, but it's not being conveyed the right way. That's not a substitute for game. Game is the vibe that you give to each other. You and the woman, whoever you're chopping up game to. It's the vibe, and that's what the whole thing is about, the connection. Now, the game is very transactional now.
Being a man and being able to communicate to women confidently. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yo, that's real. I used to pull up on a chick in my car and she's walking. I'll pull over and walk her home and shit and walk back to my house. Walk back to my car after I got a phone number and shit. Like, that shit don't happen no more. You run up on a chick now, she gonna be scared. She gonna call 911 because she just ain't used to it. Like that used to be the energy back then. Like that's happened a few times. I'm riding through somewhere, I see a girl walking, I literally like, yo, what's up? I'm gonna pull over and walk with her and shit, you know. But I agree, all this internet shit, DMing, and yeah, it's different. It's really different. You don't have to come up with no game. You don't have to come up with nothing funny to say. Like I see a woman, I gotta come up with something cunning or funny to say in order to break the ice. These days, all you got to do is just send her a DM, and she gonna check your page out, and she either gonna respond or she not. So that shit is. I agree. That shit is different. I agree. That shit is really different. It ain't worse, but with the incels, I don't think the incels. I think it's more incels now versus back then because they couldn't survive back then. They were like weirdos and lames and stuff, and they got beat up. Now dudes don't get beat up no more even. They just stay in their little areas of shit and type and shit and argue in the comments. So yeah, it's different.
It's a lot of complaining that going on right now. Now, what I'm about to say, especially seeing that this is the Black Manosphere, I know a lot of y'all niggas is about to be upset with Quest.
Oh shit! We go again.
I'm gonna call it how I see it. I'm gonna keep it G, and I'm gonna stand on my motherfucking square. And if you don't like it, that's okay. I'm here for total, respectful discourse. But one of the things that I'm noticing, what's up, James?
I said, you ready for DEFCON 3?
Hey, it is what it is. Here's what I'm gonna say, and a lot of y'all know like what I did before before I retired or whatever. A lot of that has to do with observing and learning your operational environment. And since now I'm operating in the Black Manosphere, I've had a chance to sit back and really gather my thoughts and my ideas on a lot of y'all that's inside this Black Manosphere. I'm seeing a lot of complaining.
Isn't that them and saying you? What do you mean them? You mean them, right? Not us or you.
No. I mean, a lot of the men that are in the Black Manosphere that sit back in these comments, that sit back and they jump on the panels and they just complain and all this other shit about why they not getting attention and shit like that, right? But to speak to what other points were that were made on the panel, back in our day, we had to get out there and get it. We had to get out there and grind. If we were competing for, we understood the idea of competition. We understood that, hey, I'm not tall, so I got to excel in other places. I'm not this, so I got to excel better in that, right? If, whatever it is, if that meant I had to go harder in the fucking gym because I'm not as big as or tall as niggas like Shan, right? By the way, ladies, just so y'all know, Shan about a good 6'4", you know what I'm saying? And good and in shape. He wanted to single niggas on the panel, and I don't know how. But yeah. Y'all need to be blowing the nigga DMs up. But if I wasn't those things, right, I knew I had to compete in other areas. That was the game back in the 90s and the 80s and so on before, right? Nowadays, just like what they said, we got a lot of internet niggas. And this has made it like a place for you all to just be content, and it's disgusting, bro. I sit back and I just listen and I watch on some of these fucking panels, and niggas is just complaining. The black woman and you're upset because you're not getting no fucking attention and you're not doing no fucking work. The same work that you want these women out here to do, you not doing no work in order to get that same fucking attention. And you hating on the niggas that's getting it easy out here in these streets, right? I got a problem with that. I'm a straight shooter when it comes to this shit, man. And I would love to be able to side with my dudes all day, every day. But some of y'all, a lot of times, some of y'all niggas is wrong, bro. You really are. I don't like the complaining. I remember one time I sat back and I was listening to Fight Club.
shout out to y'all niggas, man. These niggas was on here going back and forth complaining about what the next nigga got, about all the accolades that these niggas got, and they ain't got shit because y'all not doing the motherfucking work to get to the level that them niggas is at. Now, how foolish is that shit? But then you want to sit here and hold women accountable. Why y'all ain't doing the work? Y'all want us and this, and this. Meanwhile, you sitting there stuck in mediocrity. That's fucking foolish, bruh. So back to what my original point is, these are some of the things that I've observed in the black manosphere when it comes to these simps and incels. Those are the niggas typically that want the most. And to be honest with you, it's kind of like how when it comes to black women, the biggest black women, the most attitude black women, they want the most from niggas. Is that fair? Put a 1 in the chat, fellas, if I'm not off base. The women that's the biggest, the most attitude, the most fucking unaccepting of all of the black women that's out there, they want the motherfucking most. Y'all are their equivalent. I know I'm gonna ruffle a lot of feathers.
What's your thoughts?
I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna give it back to y'all.
What's
Even chicks with natural hair want less than chicks with wigs. It's the same shit. The less stupid people, the stupider you are, the more you want from the opposite sex. So yeah, you're right. I agree with you.
So does that mean, Mr. Let Go, the smaller her head is, the less she wants? Is that
The smaller the head, the smaller her head is, the less she wants. Yep. Small. Shout out to the chicks with the small heads. They be going to Kohl's, little places like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll buy an outfit for like $7.99 and be looking beautiful. Yep. Real shit.
$7.99 stuff at Kohl's,
all
bro?
these
You talking about like Ross?
Huh? Chicks with the big heads, those are the ones who got to have all the shit. I'm telling you, it's real. Shout out to the chicks with the little heads.
Yo, hey, what Quest said, hey, that's a tough act to follow. I'm gonna do my best though, because he's spot on. And a lot of, speaking of observation, a lot of these guys I see, you know, in this manosphere, red pill, whatever, you know, whatever we calling it, are like former nice guys, right? Like, y'all know, like Breaking Bad, like he was a certain way, he was just a teacher, and you see like, how does somebody progress from being just a regular school teacher to being in the drug game? Like, how does somebody, you know, go from being that dorky nerd dude in school, and that was a nice guy, but now he got red pill rage, you know, on the internet, like screaming at his phone screen. And it's from that lack of work. Is that lack of doing actual work, right? And so, you know, like these nice guys feel that just for being nice, which is different than being kind, by the way, right? Nice is just being agreeable, right? And these self-proclaimed nice guys, they just are agreeable. They feel like they are entitled to a reward just for being nice. So it's not even coming from a true altruistic place. Like, they're not even being integral in their actions of being nice. They're just, you know, feel like, well, I'm being nice, so that should be enough reward that I should get some sex. I should get access to girls because I'm nice. Not realizing that being nice is not a substitute for your lack of masculinity. Being nice is not a replacement for your lack of self-respect, of having boundaries, or your lack of social skills and charisma, doing the actual work. But the problem is the pendulum starts swinging, and they start doing surface work, and they start doing behavior modification versus true transformation. So they start modifying behavior to try to act as if Coach Deion Sanders was just talking about, you know, you can't, if you're trying to be the man, it's proven that you're not the man, because you're trying to be. If you are the man, you just be the man. So they're trying through behavior modification, getting these little, you know, silly little dating courses or how to get your game up and all of that. And you're working on surface level personality behavior modifications versus truly transforming your character and who you are, right? It's just on the other end of the spectrum. It's just like the faux femininity, women who the chameleons we talk about, right? Well, like women are trying to put on the external shell of femininity, but at their core, it's not really who they are. So like you got a lot of dudes that's acting, right? Because they're stuck on the personality ethic versus the character ethic, right? Personality is consumed with who you're appearing to be versus who you're actually being. And so it's a lot of root work and actual transformation needs to take place, because at the end of the day, the confidence, real confidence, comes from your character. It don't come from your money. It'd be so weird because they'd be like, yo, they just want women. These women, they just want men with money. But then you see a dude without no money that don't have no problem getting chicks, right? Quest, what you talk about? I am that short dude. I ain't never had an issue with women, right? Yeah, obviously I got, married young, but high school, right? Like up until I met my wife, like that was never my issue. And I'm a short dude.
Do you go to the gym? Hold on. Do you go to the gym?
Absolutely.
Right.
I was an All-American wrestler, right? So finished 8th in the nation. Charisma. So watch this. I actually got a.
Hey JR, put them clapping hands on my dog real quick. Put them clapping hands on my dog, man. JR, come on, wake up, God damn it, JR. Clapping hands on my nigga.
Hey, like 30 buttons over here, man. You got a whole studio.
So watch it though. So I'm short. I walk with a limp because I got shot in my right hip when I was young. I was short. I walk with a limp, and my mom she deals with mental health issues. So I was the shortest dude in the class with a limp, and I got the crazy mama. And I never had an issue because I knew I was accepting of it. Like, yo, I can't have no other strikes. So guess what? The charisma, like the actual personality, like I had that, right? The getting involved in sports. I couldn't play football. Everybody too big. Wrestling, they got weight classes. Okay, I'm gonna go dominate over here. Smart. Like I'm doing everything that I can, and I never had an issue. So at the end of the day, you got a lot of dudes that unfortunately don't do the actual work because they're in an environment where they don't have to earn their dopamine. They can still get sexual release by just watching their screen and yanking on themselves. They can get the dopamine hits from video games, and you can be a winner in a virtual world. You ain't even a winner in real life. So you get all the dopamine hits of being a winner and getting sexual release without actually having to work on yourself instead of doing that like deep transformation. So I'm gonna land there.
Let me just say this, and I'm gonna back off. Right, Mr. Syed, he in the chat right now. Right, he said, "Fellas, go abroad." Right. This is also this is not saying or suggesting that fellas
say it. I got your back. Say it.
I'm not saying that you don't need to go out there and go and do it, but a lot of times y'all running from fucking problems right here within yourself, thinking that it's gonna be better abroad. Let me be the first to tell you, and I'm gonna just shoot a dart in the motherfucking dark right now and say, I've probably been to more countries than pretty much everybody on this panel and probably everybody in that fucking chat. That's not capping. That's not me, saying anything like,
nigga, you ain't never been to space, nigga. I went to space. The fuck?
I said countries, nigga. I didn't say atmospheres, okay? Fuck, my bad, dog. Okay, nigga, you one up me. You got me, nigga. You been to space. What I'm suggesting is that in all these other countries, if you think that you finna avoid these fucking problems that you have within yourself and think you're going to avoid them by going to Colombia or going to motherfucking Thailand or going to all these other fucking places, man, you crazy, dog. You got to get yourself right first before you go anywhere. That's even within your backyard. So that's not to suggest that people that do go off and do passport shit, hey, by all means, if you got your shit together internally and it's the women that are around you that you cannot find one in your space, but you right on the inside, hey, go do your business. But a lot of y'all, like I said, y'all sit back and you just fucking complain and you too fucking scared or you too pussy to do the work on self, which is where the work needs to be done. Stop blaming and projecting outward. Look inward, fix yourself, and I guarantee you probably won't have as many problems as you think you're gonna have right here in your household, or not in your household, in your community.
The problem is these passport dudes, they're gonna go to another country and get their ass whooped. Thinking about they trying to get at a women, they're gonna get robbed, looking stupid. Then they're gonna get stuck over there.
Yeah, I can see the YouTube videos now. Lapeef burst the passport, bro. That shit is hilarious. Yeah, man, I think a lot of them go wrong because they don't understand where true confidence comes from. They think it's some shit that you can just like a jacket I can just take out my closet and wear. That's not what confidence is. Confidence comes from accomplishment. Matter of fact, stacking accomplishments. Because what is somebody that's confident? It's somebody that has resolve. But where does that resolve come from? Well, I done been through hurdles and I done been through this type of background and this type of adversity and I done overcame. Regardless of what that is, whether it's the neighborhood you grew up in or, the school that you graduated from or, the living environment at the crib that you beat, like you beat odds. You analyze the field, going back to what Quest was saying, which is 1,000% true. You analyze the field and you dominate it. It's just like me, right? Like I don't like bragging or anything like that, but in high school I was team captain of the football team, but I was also top 6 in the class academically out of 600 kids in my grade level. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, again, okay, football, I like it. Let me master it. Let me study it. Let me get great at it. Academics, okay, this is what y'all praise, in terms of my moms and different things. Like you want to see grades. Okay, cool. Let me lock in and get dirty, figure this thing out. And then I thrived in it. College, same thing. I'm the first person in my family to ever go to college. Went to college, okay.
JR, clapping hands. Perfect time for clapping hands, brother.
Right. Right. But just, real shit though. So it's like, once I get there, didn't have no advice. Nobody, that I can go to. Hey man, how do I navigate? Nah, I figured it out on my own. And by analyzing the field and seeing what's going to work here, what don't. I feel like the same thing applies to women. A lot of dudes go out in this world and, a lot of times they may listen to what their parents were saying or something like that. But, think about parenthood, or a lot of parents, is that they forget they was kids at one point. So they'll give you advice from a 40 to 45-year-old perspective. And now you're going outside of your crib trying to pull 16, 17-year-old girls in high school with a 45-year-old mindset. And then you're getting curved and getting looked over and getting whatever. But again, if you are able to analyze the field, you'll know that type of mature shit that they talking don't apply here. Right? It's going to take a bit of, I don't want to say, a little bit of edge. Like nice guys don't end up with the prettiest girl in school. That ain't how that works. So it's like you gotta adjust. But again, it takes analyzing the field and it takes, being able to have that resolve. Like, you know what? I done figured this out. I overcame that. I can figure this out and overcome this as well. But I think once that lands and once you pull you a couple women, then you get to walking around with that same resolve that I was talking about earlier. And now you're not pressed for pussy no more. Now I'm not chasing a woman that's running away from me no more. Now, just because you're pretty, I'm not bending over backwards to prove that I belong in the same room with you or prove that I belong on this date with you. It becomes more of a, okay, you attractive, but shit, I'm attractive too. And I'm accomplished. So it's like we can talk and we can, have a, either mutual interest or, salute, go your way, I go mine. And I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Right. But again, when you don't have that level of resolve, that confidence, you ain't accomplished shit in life. Like your resume is bare. Now you out here again, like I said earlier, putting that jacket on and you're acting as if you're confident. And the thing about women is women can see right through that acting shit. Women know who's really confident in themselves and who's just putting on. That's why, again, I'll repeat it again. Money does not change that. A woman can see, okay, he's just a lame with money. I'm going to finesse him. That's their thought process when they're seeing this shit. So that's why I tell men all the time, if I wrap this up and give some actionable items to young men, who may be incels or quote unquote simps, and y'all want to improve y'all standing, go out there and accomplish some shit. Anything. You may be good at chess. Go dominate chess. Just like James just said, I was ranked 8th in wrestling. I dominated that. So that caused James to walk around with his chest up, with his chest out. It's like, shit, I'm 8th ranked wrestler in the nation. again, it's just a certain swagger that accomplishing things get you. Quest, special forces. It's a certain swagger that brings about. It's plenty of men who tried this shit and failed. I tried it and I made it out of however many. So now I'm walking around with my chest out, and that's what confidence is. It's just I've overcame adversity before. This situation will be no different, and your resolve and your demeanor and your confidence reflects that. But if you ain't accomplished it and you've been acting your whole life, going back to the woman thing, you're gonna get around women and you're gonna be nervous. You're gonna be unsure of yourself. You're gonna be second guessing. Well, did what I say land the way? Okay, well, let me try to do extra to try to make up for that. Now you looking corny. Now you looking like, you know what I'm saying? You doing too much. So, it's about accomplishing real things. Stack some shit up on your resume and the confidence will follow. That's all I gotta say.
Go ahead, Ricky.
Go ahead.
You on mute, just so you know, Ricky. You on mute, Ricky. You're still on mute, Ricky.
Ricky, you're on mute.
Ricky.
Ricky.
You ain't got that on the board, JR.
No, Ricky got it on there for.
I think he's talking to somebody else. I don't know.
He could be. Yeah, it could be the case. Somebody else go ahead. In the meantime,
I got it. My bad. I lost my screen. I think the biggest thing we're talking about. Okay, so as far as incels, I think the thing is that, and shout out to the dude on there. He slipped some shit in saying he was from Oakland. The home of great communication. That means AKA home of the pimps. You know what I'm saying? It's home of pimping, right? So the biggest thing I think that nobody's hitting on is that learn to talk. And Trill kind of hit on it, but he went, as actually how to build up to it, right? That dealing with women and talking to women is an acquired skill, right? And unfortunately, and this is what I mean when I say the same thing that make you laugh and make you cry, right? Because while the internet and social media supposedly bring more people together, it really doesn't, right? Because those personal interactions we grew up, right? Old schoolers, right? The OGs, y'all keep calling. Like Mr. Lego said, you can pull up in a car and holler at a chick and be like, yo, what's happening, shorty? You know what I'm saying? And we can get some talk. That's not because of social media and because the way that communication has been reduced to, right? What Twitter used to be, Trill, 120 characters, right? The way that men and women communicate now is totally different than the way people was actually supposed to talk, which is actually personally sitting down and talking to somebody and knowing them and getting a vibe and learning that person, organically. Right? The reason why so many incels is because of the way the dating game is set up, that just like what he said, it's all transactional, right? Everything's a product. Everybody's a product. You're a product of this and that and that and this. And no one really cares to get to know what you are. As long as you look a certain way and fit a certain mode, they going, right? And again, what's the point now for a guy, even though he should if he wants to compete, right? But when you think of it as a whole, when the proof is showing that, this certainty of guys is the one who get all the women, what's the point in them going to put the effort out when even if they go out and try to holler at them, it's going to fall on deaf ears? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of a catch-22 where I understand it, right? Again, they don't even have the tools to even begin to do that first step, like Trill said. They don't even have the tools. Right. And this is where it comes in, where people don't understand. What's the saying, Rilla? And I'm sure Mr. Let Go and all y'all know this. Soft times make hard times make strong men. Soft times make weak men.
Yep.
Right. And that's what men don't understand, right? People, period. You got to go through adversity to get better. That's why you work out. That's why your muscles hurt. That's why you get sore, because your body needs that input to improve. The way you get better with women is by dealing with women and getting rejected and getting some and getting not and learning and moving on, right? But nobody has the time to do that because this is all we do now. And until that change, ain't nothing gonna change. Until we get back to being people, nothing's gonna change. It's gonna get worse. More people are gonna be, women are gonna be more bitter, right? Because the quality of the man that they require is not gonna exist. We the last of a dying breed, gentlemen. We the last of a dying breed, right? So the women gonna continue to be bitter because the quality of men is going. The dudes gonna continue to get softer, and our numbers are gonna continue to dwindle. All because of the very thing we own that's able to communicate this to people. The same thing that make you laugh, make you cry, baby.
Let me tell y'all something. I used to dating was dangerous when I was younger. It was a couple times where I go see a chick, I go beat, everything's good, and I walk back out to my car, and it's two niggas sitting on my car hood wondering why the fuck am I over here smashing one of their chicks. And I gotta look these niggas in the eye because they're gonna rob me and everything. I look them in my eye like, yo, what's up? And they see the look in my eye. I ain't no big dude, but they let me go. Cause it's just certain things that dudes see in other dudes where I let him go. He might know somebody. It ain't that I'm a tough guy, but I walked up to them dudes like, bro, I don't know if you want to do this because you don't know who I know. There may be a reason why I'm over here fucking with one of your broads. You might not want to do this. Now that I beat your ass, I might know somebody that you know that you don't need to be fucking with. So I walked right back out of there. And I came back and messed with that girl again. And wasn't nobody on my car last time. No gun, no nothing. So it used to be dangerous out here dating back when I was young. These niggas don't be going through shit no more.
Perfect segue. Fellas, go get your concealed license. Cause ain't no way in motherfucking hell I'm coming out and I got two niggas sitting on my car. Ain't no way. I'm just go ahead and say that. Ain't no way in hell that two niggas finna be sitting on my shit and I need to look do anything to prove that I'm good to go. No, nigga, get the fuck off my car or we finna move some furniture in this bitch. Now I'm just got there and keep it straight up.
And then somebody get shot.
You said what?
Then somebody gotta get shot. Nigga, it's just about a certain amount of respect.
No.
That has happened to me a couple times.
Niggas only need to get shot
sit on
if
your
they
car
being disrespectful.
to let you know
what we not gonna do is
we
not finna allow niggas to disrespect us just because they fucking feel like it with no consequence.
Well, that was when I was young. What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about now. I said when I was young.
I know you're not talking about
what
now.
I'm saying is, dating used to be dangerous back then. There's no danger in anything out here now. Like, and that is what I'm saying. Back in the day, like, in certain neighborhoods you just don't go to unless you know somebody. Okay. Shit ain't like that no more is all I'm saying. So I'm not in this tough guy shit. I ain't trying to shoot nobody.
I know, and I'm not necessarily trying to be on some tough guy shit either. This is about
stop for a second, man. My point was, dating was dangerous when I was young. I don't care about all that tough guy shit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, this ain't about no tough guy shit either. This is about respect. If this is one dude sitting on your fucking car, cool, no need to pull the fucking strap out. We can throw them things if need be. Nigga, get the fuck off my car. This is ridiculous. But we talking about two things. Hold on. We talking about two dudes on my car. I don't need to go back and forth with you niggas, man. That's foolishness. Why are y'all being disrespectful?
It wasn't no going back and forth.
The only reason we are here is because you niggas is disrespectful.
Bro, I was disrespecting them by fucking one of their
No, you
broads.
weren't. No, that's now Mr. Let Go. Now you know. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Mr. Let Go was being disrespectful to
They
these
don't
niggas.
know.
Hold on, brother.
They don't know
Hold on.
what
Let
went
it
on back
develop.
then.
Just
What
let
are
it
you
develop.
talking about?
Hold on, just let it
These
develop.
people, 22 years old, they don't know about that shit back in the day.
I know. Let's just let it develop, okay? Put a 1 in the chat right now if you think that Mr. Let Go was being disrespectful because he went to go smash a woman and some niggas got upset about it.
Yeah, you don't
No,
smash
nigga,
the
you
shit
are
in
not being
somebody else's
disrespectful.
neighborhood unless you that nigga. What are you
All right.
talking about?
I don't think you were being disrespectful, Mr. Let Go, is what my point is.
I was being disrespectful.
Okay.
Hey man, let me jump in here real quick if I can.
Hit me up after this, Mr. Let Go.
Real, hey, get yourself in the camera correctly, bro.
Y'all,
We ain't trying to see you like this your glasses.
Man, listen, hold on. Okay.
Chicago, really, he know.
Yeah. Y'all talking on two different planes.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You both are right, because I think Quest is still, where that video JR Quest going out in the backyard mashing on them folk because they had that music.
No, Quest, Mr. Let Go knew that that chick had a dude and he was smashing anyway.
And he knew he was in Op's backyard.
I'm in Op's backyard. This was supposed to happen.
He knew he was in Op's backyard. But wait.
He didn't say that, but all right.
What are you talking about?
Wait,
Go ahead, Chicago.
Let me pivot. Let me say this. Number one, I will be so happy when we retire this word simp. I'm gonna be ecstatic when we retire that. I swear for buttermilk, right? Number two.
Why? I like that word.
Nah, because people that I'm used to hearing pimps, players, max, hustlers talk about simp.
Yeah, we take it back. We do it the right way.
Did you just say buttermilk?
Wait, hold on.
You did.
But hold on. I'm not used to goofies. Every time Dick and Harry speaking on stuff that they assign simp to everything, right? I'll be glad when this word gets retired. Everybody and their mama talking about simping and have no idea of what a simp is. You a simp talking about another simp simping. That's like a trick talking about another trick tricking, right? So I'll be glad. So that's the first thing. Now I've been listening to y'all brothers all night. Salute to y'all, man. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Sorry for coming in so late. Number two, shout out to Chaotic. I was listening to him earlier at the gig, and he was talking about, man, when I was a shorty, man, we couldn't sit in the house. We had to go outside. Now, guess what happens with a lot of these mother-raised males?
Had to go.
Well, no. In our day, Shannon, that's what happened. You wanted to go outside. When I came in the house, my grandma said, boy, get in the bathroom because you smell like outside. They don't tell these kids, right? They don't tell them kids that no more because they smell like inside. They smell like Nintendo and Sega and whatever else. I'm old school, fam, so I don't know the games that these folk be playing no more. They smell like Madden and NBA 2K, and I ain't defecating on the gamers or nothing like that. But it's crazy to me because I think Trill was saying it, or whoever was saying it hit it spot on. Maybe it was James. You get to sit inside and create your persona and be whoever you want to be online. It's the reason why people can jump in the comments and say whatever they want to say about whoever. But you ain't got no experience going out to the mall and having to holler at a chick. You ain't got no experience. Same way Let Go was talking about, he jumped out the car and hollered. Now, I ain't never did that except outside of Freaknik. But, having to go to the mall and see who can collect the most numbers, that was a sport for us on Saturdays.
Yeah, I didn't have the internet, though.
Yo, you got to keep a pen and some paper in your pocket.
Damn,
and you can't write on a wall and get her phone number because the pen going to run out before you get to the 7th number.
No, Let Go. If you didn't have pen and paper, you just went to that little kiosk with the folk that was selling the fake jewelry. Hey, can I get? Because that was even more. Hey, man, I don't keep pen and paper on me like that. Hey, can I get some paper from you? Can I borrow your pen real quick?
Really? You know how many numbers I done had written on my hand, shawty? Oh, what y'all niggas know about that? Some of y'all like, oh, that's ink poisoning. Oh,
yo,
you know
running up
numbers
on
I had written on this palm right here,
that
shawty?
was a beautiful time, bro.
And this the thing, but it taught you. See,
a lot of those cats, man, those skills are transferable, man. You could go and be a salesman somewhere. If you can approach a cold approach a female, you can cold approach a prospect, a client, anything. Those skills are transferable is the point that I'm making. Too many people are used to going to, like, we make it too accessible, man. You used to go on Instagram, you can beat your meat and and get all these accolades and rewards and not have to actually get out there and have no skin in the game, man. You can go to OnlyFans and but never have to approach a female. That's why you look awkward when you talking to a female. You look awkward and out of place. So my advice to young men is to go outside. Quest, I hear you in the world that we in right now. I respect the Second Amendment. I personally, don't hold weight or nothing like that. But young gentlemen, do what you got to do to get where you got to go. Number one, in regards to taking full advantage of your Second Amendment rights. Okay, so handle that. But my other piece of advice: get off of Call of Duty and go outside. Go outside and talk to people. You know what's Ricky, what's one of the dopest things I've been doing lately, bro? As I'm in the city, sometimes when I get recognized, it happens, but most times, I'm speaking to brothers, man. What's up, fam? You good, man?
All the time.
Hey, man, listen, I was at a store and a brother, man, I was trying to figure out my day and I was in the zone and I was headed to work, but I was at a store and the brother, he tried to speak to me and I thought he was trying to set me up to ask me for some bread and I was just kind of standoffish. And then when I came out, he said, "Hey, man, I hope you have a good day today." And I got in my car and I pulled out. I was backing out and then I stopped because I actually needed to hear that. And I had to tell that young blood, man, "Hey, man, thank you, bro. I needed to hear that." Conversation is what I'm saying between two people. So as the brother was saying, Oakland is known for this, that, and the third, whoopty woo. My uncle always taught me conversation rules nation, right? And there's something that happens when you get human beings being human, engaging in conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So, and those skills are transferable. So I'm gonna land the plane right there. My advice to the young bloods, all this simp and incel and all that other stuff, whoopty woo, blah, blah, blah. Man, go outside, bro. Get out your mama's basement, get out your gaming chair, go outside, have conversations with people. Not even just, I'm not saying this to be funny, but not even just females. Go have a conversation with a dude, man.
All these niggas got gaming chairs too, bro. That's off that to go by.
Hey,
I go after you, James.
Rilla, tell him, get off that Sega.
Hey, man, I still play Contra, Miss Pac-Man, and Donkey Kong, man. Don't mind me.
Wow.
I need my hey, if I'm playing Contra, I need them 30 lives though, shawty. I need my 30 lives.
Gallagher, I will beat the brakes off of any of y'all in Gallagher, man. So and Centipede.
I want to say that I understand the perspective of what you're saying as needing to be able to go outside and talk to women. I guess I have a different purview because of how I met my current lady. Like I met her in a situation where I was, if anybody had followed me back in the, I'm very controversial on Facebook. And so I had put up a controversial post and me and her started dialoguing, right? And so a lot of people start dialoguing, but her conversation was different than everybody else's, right? And so I was interested because of how I was when I was younger, right? Where I had to go and talk to a woman, right? I didn't have confidence in the beginning, but I knew that if I wanted to have a woman, I was going to have a conversation with women. So that happened. So leading up to this particular point, the conversation lasted like 11 different threads. And so I was like, what do I have to lose but to say, would you like to talk offline? Right. The worst that she could say is no. And I'm done. But she said, yes. I hit in the back chat and she ghosted me. Right. And, but I'm a salesman. Right. I tell you about, I'm not humble. I'm just working on it. Right. So to me, that's not a no because you ghosted me. Right. That just means that you're doing something else. Right. And so I reached back out to her. She said, yes, we talked that night for like 4 hours and we've been rocking ever since. Right. So I'm just simply saying that you do need to have conversation, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it online. It's all about how you carry yourself online. If you happen to meet somebody that way or want to meet somebody that way, but it can be done. But I understand what y'all saying.
Right. And what this leads kind of, again, we circled it in a bitch on this, Barbara. Like, this lead back to the conversation we had about texting, right? Pick up the goddamn phone. Pick up the motherfucking phone, bro. Dial 7 numbers, or if she in another state, you dial 10. Pick up the goddamn phone, bro. Why take an hour to relay a message you can do in 5 seconds? Pick up the phone. You will be amazed what you can learn by talking to somebody. Not to tell on myself, but I reach out. My guys know. You know what I'm saying? I reach out. Right? We need to get back to understanding that we all people, bruh. We not just faces on this screen. There's people with lives and emotions and everything, just like you on the other side of this goddamn internet, bruh. Treat them as such. God damn, I'm so sick of texting, bro. Pick up the goddamn phone.
Hey, look,
hold on. Hey, before you say that, really, Ricky, I started texting you earlier. What I end up doing?
Picking up the phone.
Quest did the same thing to me. We were texting. He was like, I'm just gonna call.
Let me just fucking call, bro. It's something that's very personable about shit like that, man. You get respect from people when you just pick that motherfucker up and just, you know what? Let me just hear their voice. Let them hear my voice.
Right.
That way we know it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me apologize to Trill and Shannon. You know what I'm saying? Because I be texting y'all dudes. You know what I mean? So, and since I don't reach out and call, I want to apologize, right? You know what I'm saying?
The only reason I don't call Trill or Shannon because they too cool to give me their number.
Get
the fuck out of here.
Hey, Ricky, you ain't about to get it now. But they like you ain't about to be blowing my line up.
I think that's the dope part about us. I don't know if people notice, like, we rock with each other offline. You know what I'm saying? And y'all some of the dopest people I've ever met in my life. You know what I'm saying? I told JR that I really appreciate him giving me an opportunity to even meet you dudes, because like y'all made such a difference in my life. You know what I'm saying? Through me transitioning through my grief and y'all rocking with me, you know what I'm saying, to where I'm at now. I just want to salute y'all dudes.
Man, we done seen the journey with you, bro, and it's just nothing short of amazing to see where you at with your lady, with your seeds, with becoming a doctor. I don't even think we knew all of that until like maybe later on, or maybe you did mention it early on. I don't know. But I think all of us were equally proud when you said, "Hey man, I'm walking across that stage. Here's the link." You know what I'm saying? Tune in, tap in. But I did have a question for you, HD. Because you were saying that, you know, hey, look, I found you know, my lady through this form of communication. Would you say that you were able to engage in that conversation because you had already been outside? And had you not been outside, would you be able to just jump online and sustain that conversation?
I would say no. Like, my confidence was shot after my late wife passed, so I ain't have a clue of what to do or what to say, right? However, matter of fact, I'm gonna shout out to JR. JR, me and him met, you know, like maybe 2 months after, and he was giving me some feedback on like how I need to go about some things. And so I took his advice, right? And then I also listened to my little daughter, who told me, "Dad, like, you ain't got the same confidence you used to have. Like, I don't like that." You know, and she 13. And so I was like, okay, so I got to reevaluate what did I do prior, you know what I'm saying, when I was trying to get women, right? And what it was just a matter of just being who it is that I am, right? and I got game, like, because I can communicate with anybody. I'm from the hood, but I also grew up in the suburbs. I got a college degree, but I still talk that slang. So it's like, I would say that because of my past and my background, and I've been in sales, I've been in a fraternity, I got a rebuttal. Y'all dudes are always scoring on each other. Like that's the thing that I grew up on. So being able to communicate really helped me. And also it also helped me see that she was a good communicator, right? She had periods and everything when she was responding back to me in her disagreement, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, like Ricky said, just pick up the phone. That's why I said I'm not going to continue this conversation. Let me see if you want to talk offline. And then when we talked, it was like, man, this is crazy. I wasn't even looking for nobody. I just knew that she had dope conversation, and I wanted to continue that conversation. And so, yes, to answer your question, it was because of what I used to do in the past.
All right, so young bloods need to go outside. Hey, let me say this too. Just real quick, JR, and I'll pipe down. I promise. I know Shannon got to go. He ain't said nothing yet. But while we talking about talking on the phone versus texting, hey, listen, young bloods, if you got a job, and I think the minimum wage in Illinois is going up to 15. I know what I pay my people right now. Hey, listen, man, if you got to call off of work, don't text, call. Do not text. That is not acceptable. It's not manly. It's not cool. Like, call, pick up the phone and call and speak to the leader in that facility or in that building. Don't speak to and I know this is like a huge curveball and sidebar, whatever, but I need the young bloods to hear this, man, because maybe some of you older cats too. Stop texting your leader talking about you calling off. Stop texting your peer, hey, tell them I ain't gonna be able to make it in today. You're gonna lose your job. You were about to lose your job.
Man, fuck that job.
Okay, yay.
All right, I want to go ahead and finish off with King Rio and then James. Go ahead and take us home.
Yeah, no, I got mine off, but I salute to Dr. Humble Dad again, on getting out there. And I think like what you're saying in terms of like, utilizing and leveraging the internet as a tool to talk, it makes me think about in school, how the teacher, when you were learning certain things in arithmetic, they didn't have a problem with you using the calculator after you had already proven that you know how to do it with hand. You know what I'm saying? So leverage tools. We in a digital age, world is flat. Like, ain't I'm saying like nothing wrong with shooting your shot, getting the DM or whatever. But after you've already built the base of like, you know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. All right, cool. Use the calculator if you want to. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. But salute to you, man. For getting back out there. I couldn't imagine what it's like. I've been with my wife for married for 16 years, been with her for 20. And hearing these conversations of what's going on out there, like, I wouldn't want to be back out there. But I will say, even once you get married, fellas, keep that talk game on. We talk about earlier transferable skills like that. There's a nugget right there, right? Example, like you never know when you have to test it off again. But also, we'll talk about earlier, like if she wink, like she'll be gone. Like you got to keep working for your woman too. You better date your wife before somebody else do. So I've been with my wife for 20 years, but I still make her blush, right? She's still getting this talk game. So, you got to keep it going even once you get married.
That's some solid advice. Go ahead, Rio.
Pop that question back up there, JR. I want to make sure that I'm hitting it on target, but I believe it was, how do you speak confidently to a woman, right?
So it wasn't really a question, but it was more of a statement in your thoughts.
Okay. So in my perspective, I think we speak confidently when we're talking about things that we have experience in, what we're skilled in, when we essentially know what we're talking about. Right. So Quest, Trill, and a couple of brothers on here talked about us being accountable as men, right? Just in general, about what we bring to any table, whether it be a podcast conversation or whether it be a real life conversation or whether it be a leadership conversation with you and your family. You need to be well versed in whatever it is that you're talking about, and even in the type of conversations that you're having, right? So if we're even talking about communicating with women, Humble Dad did, I think, everything he needed to do. He talked to another brother and said, look, I don't know what I lost along the way, but I'm having difficulty in this area. What's your thoughts about how I might need to approach women now that I'm getting back out here in the market? Right? Humble Day, you talked about working on being humble. I think that's one of the things that we as men in general sometimes have to work on, right? Because oftentimes we're missing information just because we're not humble enough to ask, right? And so I respect the hell out of what you did in that perspective. When Trill was talking about his experiences, whether it be top 6 in his class, when he talked about leading a football team, or even when you look at his podcast, it seems like Trill, I mean, really hits the ball out of the park when you speak of leadership acumen, right? So when you talk about leading a household, I expect that he does the same there too. So in conversation with a woman that you are essentially thinking about having a life with, some of those things may trigger her to believe, wait a second, we might be in good hands. This man is well versed in leadership and has a lot of leadership quality. You know what I mean? When women need to be protected and need to be covered, they want to know that you had that, not that you're just saying it, but listen, you can go down the line and authentically and candidly speak to your experiences. When Quest talks about being a Green Beret and he talks about how he analyzes everybody that he encounters, and even the men on this podcast, well, she knows he's observant, he's watching, he's willing to defend himself. He shows the evidence. He shares his receipts. When you go in and you apply, so to speak, for any position, or you want somebody to make space for you in their organization or in their life, we need to come with something besides what we created up here. Where's your receipts? What's your resume? What's your skill set? What's your experience? See, they're going to be engaged at that point. They're going to feel more confident in your ability to fill the shoes that you say that you want to walk in. Trust is built. There's a lot of things that transpire and takes place. So when these brothers are talking about these things and they speak to us as men about being accountable, I'm thinking about, okay, where are the areas that I'm strong and what do I specialize in and what do I need to stick the course on when I get distracted and think about doing something else? Because if I'm to be well versed in things, I have to give them adequate time, attention, and focus. And that'll translate into other things that I want to be successful in life, including relationships. So how do we communicate to women confidently? That's my perspective, and that's what I took from this conversation. So hell of a job, fellas. Like I said, I learned a lot tonight.
Hey, JR, if you don't mind, I do want to say, I want to add one thing, right? I don't want us to glaze over, and I think it was Rilla that said it. Like, we communicate outside of what you see us in these boxes, right? Like, hey, James, welcome to the fold, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But we try to communicate. You know what I mean? Now, I'm gonna be honest, we don't communicate all the time, and we're not, you know what I mean? But we communicate. There's business being conducted within some of these squares. There's advice being given in some of these squares, right? Behind the scenes, right? So to the chat ninjas, this ain't like how this panel is different. This panel is a lot more organic in how it communicates behind what you see here. Okay. So with that being said, I want everybody, because there was a conversation that I had with my brother Trill, and I understand the value of this, right? And I want you all to understand the value of this as well. I want everybody, if you fuck with Trill the way y'all say y'all do in the comments, I need you to back it up with action, okay? This weekend, what I want y'all to do is go and grab you some fucking beatbox, okay? Look, this ain't funny. This real shit. I want you to grab you some fucking beatbox, and I'm gonna tell you how I got my beatbox off of fucking Instacart. They brought it to my fucking house. So I don't want to hear no bullshit about, oh, I didn't make it to the store. You can Instacart that shit. Here's the thing. The value that it holds for Trill is exponential. It don't cost you, in the grand scheme of things, it don't cost you a fucking thing. All I want you to do is get you some beatbox, tag this man, tag Crew Season in a motherfucking IG story. Just tag him in an IG story. I know you like, damn, Quest, what the fuck? I gotta type some shit in my phone and then post the story. Yes, it's that easy. See, the value for this man as a business owner is exponential and it don't cost you shit. We talk about shit like this as far as growing as business owners. This is a perfect opportunity for you all to support Crew Season, especially all the love y'all be showing this man in the chat. Back it up with some real action, man. We love y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I love y'all, bro. I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? But to build on that, bro, y'all want these likes. Y'all want some bullshit. What you mean, bro? Like, look, y'all either some haters or some freeloaders. Which one, man? This man putting up work for content. Y'all don't understand the hours this man worked to get y'all these shows. Please hit the like button.
Hit it.
Please.
Hit it.
Hey, Ricky, why we got to do this every stream, bro?
It's ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, you need to start playing commercials for these dudes, man.
Hey.
Like, hit the like button, bro.
Come on, fam, get them likes up, man. Get them
JR,
likes.
if you drop the T. Shanley commercial in the middle of this shit, nigga, we wouldn't complain. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially seeing I'm still waiting on my box, my boy.
I got it right here.
Let us see the sticky note.
For real, box. Get it in the bitch, bro.
I know it's real. Let me see the sticky note.
Yeah.
Hey, that box been sitting up there so long, the sun done faded that shit. That shit don't say T, that shit say E-game.
No, that's that shit, man.
Yeah, all right.
That shit, it's a lot of shit in there, man.
Hey, real quick, Trill was saying earlier, he was saying, like, for the Cats, like, go out and accomplish something. So I think James was ranked 8th in the nation. Trill was captain of the football team. When you were saying that, bro, I was thinking of something that anybody could relate to. Humble Dad might like this. Hey, man, go play a game of varsity. Win a varsity.
Hey, I'm not going to like it if you say it, but go ahead.
I got a bunch of food in it. Go win a hot dog eating contest or something. I don't know. Go win a game of 21. Go to your I'm talking about this is something that anybody can do to go to the park, play some ball, assemble a team, win a game to feel accomplished. That's something simple that anybody can do. Run that up on your resume. You talk to a chick, yeah, I just won a game ball today. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good about self right now. Confidence through the roof. Something simple, fam. Right? You may not be ranked 8th in the nation, man. You might not want to be out here wrestling with folk all the time. You scary anyway. You know what I'm saying? Go golf or something. Go play a game of top golf. Go do something simple that you could win at and build your confidence up, and then tackle something else, and then tackle something else, and tackle something else. Go ahead, JR. My bad, bro.
No, it's all good. Get to these super chats. Being 499. Next topic: a society that says broke man don't deserve any woman, has no right telling him how many women he can have once he's rich. Let's discuss. Chemo 499. Game is just social skills and collaboration. If you have good social skills, you have good game. Incels don't have good social skills. Alex Trebek, $20. Facts Quest. $9.99. The late 80s, 90s, mid 2000s, the game was real. Definitely was jumping out on chicks, and cold approach was normal. JR, Ricky, Evergreen Plaza. I remember that. River Oaks, it's trash now. Back then, how many numbers you would get? Remember they used to have a circus at the River Oaks? Travis believes 499. James on point. What's worse, lack of masculinity or lack of femininity? Shit, both. In this lobby, 179. Applause for Humble Dad. Salute to you, Humble Dad, again for your accomplishments. And Jonathan Barronville, 999. In middle school, there was a rejection hotline number. Was it? That must be some new shit. We had the party line, but nothing hurts more than thinking she gave you her real number, only to call it later and hear you have reached the rejection hotline.
Hey, that shit was around back in the 80s, dog. I'm telling you, in the 80s and 90s, like the 90s, that shit was
right
around.
Here?
You got the number, you're like, oh shit. Hell, let me call Sabrina.
No, the only thing I remember was yo, you're a match with.
Nigga, you call Sabrina nigga fuck around and get that line, boy. Looking goofier than a motherfucker.
Nevertheless, man, it was a great show, great perspectives, man. Make sure you guys follow these guys on their platforms. We got Shannon Rawls. Make sure you guys put in Shannon Rawls. You'll find them pop up. Trail AC is a member of Crew Season. So put in Crew Season, you'll find them there. Quest, you got the Keep It Funky, and as well as you'll catch them over here on the Lapeef Network. James Penn, he's new to the panel, but I like his perspective, man. I think he's dope. So I hope to see you come back, sir. Chicago, really, you know, your home turf. Ricky Williams boxing, as well as here on the Lapeef Network. Mr. Let Go has a brilliant platform as well. He's just making all type of connections. We can't even keep up with you, man.
Because women are children. That's why
they going viral, man.
Yeah. King Rio, he's a phenomenal photographer, man. He definitely has that eye. I think he's more like street photography, you know, he's just one of them. He's a creator in his own way, man, but definitely dope. You can also find him here. Dr. Humble Dad. He has a great platform for fathers. I met Humble Dad when he was at that point, and a great man. One of the things about him was that he believed so much in me. And I remember when I gave him an opportunity, it wasn't even a thought. And fast forward, I've been able to witness him. He reached out and let me know his accomplishments, man. He's a great father. He's a soldier in this world. So, and he inspires me. It's crazy because when I had these conversations with him and I told him that he inspired me, he was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yes." Each and every last one of these guys on the platform, they inspire me one way or another to be greater. And I think that's dope that we can appreciate like the gifts and the jewels and the growth that these men do every day. And I think if we keep bouncing it back and forth, that's how we all grow. Everybody can go to the top, man. Life is about experience, and most certainly just knowing these guys has been a great experience to me. So I want to say thank you guys for everything you do. Even when you volunteer your time, I just really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and just want to say thank you and salute to you guys. Thank everybody that has tuned in tonight and that constantly hold down the Lapeef Network and support each other. It's been a great show. If you tuning in, you missed a great one. Go back and like the show. Subscribe to the channel. Catch us next Tuesday. And we out, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Go ahead and see if I can play that song for Quest real quick, man.
Hey, play my shit, bro. You know what I'm fucking with.
We'll try to play that new joint.
Blow the sound when I'm up the potion, give me superpowers that I won't stop to the bank. Roll off super massive.
No. Extra read about it. Don't play with me, JR. Come on.
This last track.
Last track. There you go.
There we go. That's my shit right there. JR, you need to send me this.
I'm gonna send it to you. You know what? I'm gonna
chat. This is one of the biggest.
You don't send it to you like he sent you that T Shanley box.
Hold on.
T Shanley.
Hold on. The biggest capper on the Lapeef Network is Lapeef JR. Chat.
Text me. Hey, text me where to send it to, and I'm gonna go ahead.
Nigga, you got my math. Don't play with me, bro. You got my math, dog. Don't do that.
Text it to me so that when I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I know. I got a list, man. I'm gonna put it right here on my board right here. I put it right here on my board.
Chat ninjas, don't believe this. JR is the biggest capper in all of the Lapeef Network.
Here we go, man.
You know I fuck with you, JR, but I gotta keep it real with my chat ninjas, bro.
Okay, well, we're gonna make sure it happens, man. We're gonna make sure it happens. I'm making sure
Come on with that jersey, bro.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all night. Here you go. This one special shout out for Quest right here. Go and hit that shit. Hit that shit. Oh.
Flexing ain't great about it.
There you go.
Read about it. Say you wanna beef about it.
You can't take niggas nowhere. Look at him.
Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Look, mile like 3-6 pulled up, ski trip, cold winter. All my eating good. I remember when we had no dinner. West side, east side, no side, both sides with me. Check, come and check, leaving flex season 12, come and get me. Skill to run around high speed, chasing all the big bags. Bending corners, bending rules, bending necks, skill the whiplash. Slide through hot knife, warm butter storm, gutter drain lane. Young man, old habit, still at it, tryna let my chain hang. True story, new story, 2-story condo, B&B. 4 bath, 1 me, no key, like I did a B&E. B&Me so good, so hood, so not worried about it. 250,000 new views, old news, know you probably heard about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Headline, word around town, flexing. Ballin' on my course, so I ain't worried about nobody out of bounds, stressing. Feeling like Hercules, murder these ain't a problem to me. Tried to tell the maid service don't come unless you bringin' condoms to me. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. We gon' come and see about it. Flexing ain't discreet about it. Extra, extra, read about it. Say you wanna beef about it. Find out nothing sweet about it. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping. Moving, shaking, coming down to me. Stacking, racking, money, power flipping.
Bank for the space chatter, way up in the squad NASA. Cup filled with the dark magic, subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap niggas eat my dust. Lil baddie after cellular, talking life and how we set it up. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the shore. She taking me out of this world, bitch, I'ma go wave. Nice guy with a cold shoulder. Yeah, we cool, but I don't know you. Wrote a flower and I'm off the potion. Give me superpowers and I won't stop. To the bank, roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter. Way up in the squad NASA. Cup filled with the dark magic. Subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap niggas eat my dust. Lil baddie after cellular. Talking life and how we set it up. I'm a sharpshooter, yeah, Will Smith. Call me Prince Park, let me freshen up. Bay boy on the level up. Way up, near the nebulas. I'm never copping a chain, cause I see it all through the frames. And I leave it all on the pages, feeling like they want me locked in a cage. They want us all in the fake shit, but I'ma go all the way A with it, cause I don't feel all the way safe here. Nah, spray the champagne, shower up in the air. Stunner goggles, what the fuck is a flute? Untamed and she wide off the goose. Ghost ride, bitch, I come through the roof. Fuck 12, cause they all on my tail. Hella wild and I break all the rules. Chill, chill, bro, you way out of line. Yeah, I know it's a mood. Bitch, I'ma go all the way up. They keep on calling my phone. They catching on to the buzz. I got it out of the mud, but I'ma go all the way up. Bad girl from the shore. She taking me out of this world, bitch, I'ma go all the way. Got the JD squinting, got the Katie spinning, I'm outrageous with it, going crazy with it. Got the phrase jumping off the page, gifted, got the waves pushing, got the neighbors tripping, got the trap booming, jumping out the speakers. Drip on me, jumping off the easel. Gold wristed, couldn't tell me shit, bitch. Nah, bought a fisty. Cooking the bars, turn a lab into a living kitchen. Niggas grimace when I water with it. Subtle flexing, live a candid image. Come from pushing in the S-type with no license, gas load, the windows tinted. Still couldn't see me with the zoom on your little vision. Nah, we are not the same, we got different lenses. No one snapping like we something real vivid, keep it realistic. Quick to split it with my day ones. Got the label making bank runs, cause a train of thought like a freight, huh? I'm the type to get a late start. You the type to be afraid, huh? I'm the type to never have things. You the type to have it made, huh? Yeah, wave. And I keep you to the flame, huh? How they got me going this hard? Really, I'm the type to never say much. Vice grip, got the wave. Everything is straight. Wave. I'm in it for keepsake. In the field with the cleat lace. Beat freak with the bare face and a slick tongue, that's what she say. She look good, she a big tease when she bite lip with the wink face. Hella bad when she throwing it back. She bring out my way for the team play. For Pete's sake, I'm above average, I padded my stats. I gotta matter what he say. I'm the 2010, young LeBron James off the backboard, type of bad boy. Hold it down for the task force. If I run his face, then you ask for it. Niggas cross need to laugh more. I keep it 100 on dashboard. The live show needed passport, cause the beat bounced to the cap torn. Feel like I live it and fast forward, but I asked for it. Misfit got a quick lit on a crash course from the tattered garment to the tabloid. Fuck how I live it into existence. I'd be ahead of myself, but the bank account did top up a couple figures. Feel like nobody could fuck with us. I'm a flight risk. I play among the stars in the Hollywood Hill, the space station couldn't even get in touch with me. Praise faith that I stuck with it. Wave. No, I really can't complain. Everything is straight. I've been on the wave. But everything I say turn into the real thing. I tell her run it up, cause you know it ain't a thing. We made it out the slums, words on the page. Everything is straight. I've been on the wave. But everything I'm saying turn into the real thing. I've been living like I'm famous. I don't show my face, I'm jumping on the stage like I'm living in a daydream. congratulations. She only want me when she fake. She better tell me I'm her favorite. She ain't told no lie, she love it when I catch my cadence. She gone off the deep end, pull up every weekend. I hate to let her down, but I'm in a fast life, so you never slowing me down. Heart rate, dropping now you know, sleep well. How you switch up, you always help me down. Wonder why I turn into a cold of me now. It could be worse, right? I got where I'm at without no work-life balance. You tell me that it's love, but I'm knowing that it's madness. Squad with me, God, cut us for the same fabric. No, I really can't complain, yeah. Everything is straight. I've been on the wave, but everything I say turn into the real thing. Tell them run it up, you know it ain't a thing. We made it out of songs with the words on the page. Everything is straight. I've been on the wave, but everything I'm saying turn into the real thing.
It's the last track coming up next, y'all. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you guys feel the tease, as Chicago Rilla said. Appreciate all the support you guys have given. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Here we go, y'all. It's the last track. Slow it down a little bit. Shout out to all my truck drivers out there, all my first responders. If you're just getting off on third shift, salute to you. All the second shifters getting off, third shifters starting. You know what I mean. Anyway, shout out to the union life. I know what that feel like, y'all. Part of the union, shout out to you. It's the last track. It's the last track, y'all. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate all the support you guys have given us. Just want to say thank you. Green Gang, I see you, Shadow Lord. I see Rilla still in the chat. Shout out to my guy Quest. Say that tea just coming, my brother. Make sure you guys follow them guys on their individual platforms. It's the last track. You know how I always say. You come on here, let's just have a conversation. Let's just have a conversation. Again, thank you for the support. Hit that like button, y'all. It's the last track, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.